Hello everybody, it's Rob Succhetto at zombieportraits.com in my zombieportraits.com studio. I've been very busy as of late, working on comic stuff. Wanted to get right back to the drawings that we started last week, boy, no, that was like 2 days ago. Yeah, that's what it feels like right now. Anywho, yeah, I'm going to be adding to the Stalker Beast from the game Amnesia, the Bunker. Amnesia, the Bunker. The Bunker. Yeah, we got a shout out from the owner creator of Amnesia, the Bunker at Los Fredos. Frederick Olson, shout out to you for commenting on the last video. I'm gonna leave your info. I'm gonna leave your contact info in the excuse me, your link in the below region. Yeah, so everybody can go check out your page too. Yeah, so I'm gonna be finishing hopefully this creature, and we'll get zoomed in there so you can kind of see what I'll be doing. So the next, basically the next wash or color that I'm adding to this will be the shirt stuff. So I'm going to kind of go with, I think it was kind of a greenish brown. It was some kind of like almost ambiguous color too, like one of those things, I think, with gray, of course, right? So I'm gonna create that color. Actually, I should probably use a way bigger brush. Excuse me. And it's hot. It's super hot here, guys. So just let you know that I'm gonna try to stick it out as long as I can and entertain by finishing this. Abomination, the Beast from Amnesia, the Bunker, the game. Yes. And if I have time, remember this? Yeah, the creepiest Labubu ever, man. Oh my god. Yeah, gonna work on that. Gonna work on that too, man. That is just grotesque. But that's the point, right? That's the joke. But yes, I'm gonna be doing the shirt next, the ripped clothing next. So working out all that color, gray, green, brown, yeah, drab. But yeah, you know what? I'm probably gonna give it a little bit of warmth, just a wee. Which will probably be more accentuated after when I put shadows in. So it'll stand out, but it'll be just enough different from the skin that it's a different thing, So yeah, the shirt part. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of make the shirt part stuck in his spinal cord, because like I've zombified him a wee bit more. If he is in fact a zombie, like he seems like a mutated zombie. I don't know the lore. I haven't gone so far as to look up the lore of how. Oh yeah, no, I did read a little bit. Count Lazuli kind of expounded on the character a little bit. In the last video's comments, so shout out to Count Lazuli too for giving us a bit of an insight as to this character, the origins and stuff. So that was cool. Yeah. So I kind of knew a little bit about him, but I think I want to know more. Yeah. But yeah, just covering up here, doing that. The shirt, the ripped clothes. You may be leaving a few holes for, underneath, for the skin. That's kind of the point, right? You can kind of just go over it in one shot, and anything you don't paint is going to be pretty much flesh. So the darker colors do, depending on what the underneath, like the underlying color is, the darker colors usually do, stay fairly true. Those are concerns. Like, to some of you, you're probably wondering what the hell I'm talking about, but yeah, it's just what you can do with paper and stuff too. Has a lot to do with how you, like, what your process is. Like, it's what your tools allow you to do. Now, if you want to break out of those tools, try something else. Maybe that's a thing too. Like, you might be a better painter than a drawer, but, you'll still have to learn how to draw, but you can express yourself better with paint, So there's a lot of different types of that. I'm just one of the ways to do stuff, to do the kind of art that I do, Yeah. But there are many, many ways, obviously, to express yourself, and you'll sort of find, that you'll find that if you're an artist and you're really serious about being a traditional artist or whatnot. Yeah, there are many ways to kind of do that. I think the scare with AI is ridiculous. Like AI will never, and like you can say like, oh, Rob, never say never, but seriously, it'll never take the place of a human artist ever. Like, if you give a shit about quality or anything rather than like just a crap printout of something or like awful art or like obviously awful art, you can say like, oh yeah, it'll get better and everything, and it will, but nothing can take the place. Nothing can take the place. Like, it can't not create an original like thing on paper, with the thoughts and feelings and experiences and everything that artist has. It can't replicate that, Yeah, you got played, man. Yeah, don't let that stop you from doing art, man. Like, in any way. I think that's really what I'm, getting at. Like, man, do this. Like, do this before you even, consider that any type of option, man. Like, the alternative. Yeah, just awful art. Awful, soulless art, man. Old Ben yells at cloud. Somebody's got to be saying that right now. If somebody says that, they get a no prize, man. Oh, Christine, hey. It's insane muggy here too, yes. Oh, drizzle, oh good. Maybe that'll break the heat here. It's balls over here, man. It's balls. How we doing tonight? Beastmaster Cat Lazuli, hey, how's it going? Oh, sick, hey. No, did I watch 28 Years Later yet? No, I haven't yet. But it's definitely in the like super soon prospects. Yes, definitely. Really want to see that. But yeah, Count Lazuli, man, shout out to you again for leaving some info on the last comments. I love that. So yeah, no, sick. I have not seen it yet, but yes, I do super want to see it. You know what? I haven't heard like uproariously good things, but I don't care, man. I really want to see it anyway. So yeah, it's my kind of movie too, obviously, right? For obvious reasons, but it looks like a good movie because it's kind of not, it's not a U.S. movie, right? More, it's like a foreign film too. So that always helps, you know. It's just a bit different. I think Danny Boyle and I think it was Danny Boyle and what's his name? I love his work. That other writer guy. Yeah, and he's a director too. Yeah. Anyway, those guys, man, like together, that, you know, it can't be that bad. I'm sure I'll be entertained. Plus, it's got zombies. Plus, it's got zombies. Yes. I'm an easy mark. I'm an easy mark for that. I'm a soft mark. Yeah, so I'm doing the Beast. Stalker Beast, rather. I always get those mistaken. The Stalker Beast from Amnesia the Bunker. Amnesia ... the Bunker, I believe. And I'll leave a link to Frederick Olson's YouTube page. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I have to literally think. I have to literally think of things that I'm doing real time, so I might get super distracted. My apologies. Wow. Yeah, great comments there, Count. Appreciate that. That's cool. Yeah, I'll definitely leave a link to the page in the description below for sure, so that people can check it out. Because yeah, it's awesome. And I mean, the characters. This character alone is awesome, right? So. Like I said, I want to know more about it. I want, it's I want more. I want to see it more. I want it, that's how I kind of feel about it. So it's really cool to be kind of doing it, right? Also, and to get a shout out from the creator, man, that's very cool. That is very, very cool. Prove me wrong, man. That is very cool. So I love that. And if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, guys. Please, I could sure use that boost. The underdog, man. Yeah. I ain't got nobody but you, babies. It's true. It's true. This is why I do the stuff, the arts, the daily, zombie daily and everything else. So. It's all for you guys and your enjoyment. Yeah. And to sort of create a legacy of innumerable zombie drawings. Yeah. There. Yeah, I think I should probably ease back on this now for a moment. Let those parts dry. Yeah, that's why we have the Labubu present. Yes, the Labubu. Do the Labubu. Zombie Labubu. I got that in my head now. Fun. We have fun. We have fun. Alright, the zombie Labubu. I don't know why. I'm looking at it and he looks so ornery. So ornery. Almost like Yosemite Sam, Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I am definitely going to put some yellow in there in those eyes to make them pop. I might even actually put a pale blue in there to make them super pop. But I think there's another color I need to add that's a darker pink inside the ears. So I'm going to do that first. Get that out of the way. Slipped into some long legs there. That movie was creepy, man. I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. Yeah. Do I own that? No, I don't, but I'd like to. Yeah, I'd own that movie. That's an awesome movie, man. I thought it was great. You know what killed it though? I think here's what killed that movie. I think that movie would have like gone to higher acclaim if it had not had such a good marketing campaign. Like the marketing campaign made it seem like it was this crazy, silly, fresh, like relentless horror, psychological horror and horror ride type of thing with like all these other connotations, right? And when you saw it, it was really good, but man, it could never live up to that. Like, it could never live up to that. So yeah, I think that's what kind of killed the momentum of that movie. If you ask me, most people do. If you ask me, most people do. Yeah, But anyway, I liked it. I thought it was good. But yeah, putting a little bit more pink in there too while I'm here. While I'm in this area, and maybe some flourishes of that in there. Kind of just to add a degree of, depth. I should probably, do a little bit of brown with that. Oh, gray brown. That's another. There we go. That's good too. Yeah, like this will be sort of like, he's out from the grave, out from the grave, and he's all dirty and filthy, and hair's all shitty. Yeah. It's all matted down. Brown. Yeah, man. There. More depth, right? More depth, more character, right? The lived in look. Yes. So I'm gonna flip to see my peeps over here on the. Oh, Count Lazuli, you've been active. Oh my goodness. In the game. Oh, okay, good, cool. You're just laying down some. Okay, you're just laying down some cool info on the beast. Right on. Cool. Thanks, man. I love that. Thanks. That's great. Yes. Yeah, because I'll be reading that for sure. I'll be reading that for sure. Okay, back to, need that coffee. Hot coffee on a hot day. Nice and thick and fried. That's how it's spelled in the comics. So that's how I say it. Yeah, a bit more of this. More of this here. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Let's see, I have some pink left. Add some in there. A little hotter. Yeah, I think I think I'm learning to deal with the temperature, or it's getting cooler outside. But man, it was ghastly hot today in the Bury in the Bury. Yeah, there we go. I like that. Okay, so, oh, yes, but wait, there's more. The worms. You lousy worm. You gotta really whip that worm. Yeah, you gotta really give it a lot of spice. It really, really hurts. You worm. You worm. Lowly worm. So, two lowly worms. Two lowly worms. Perhaps a third? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, between that tuft of hair. There. Creating new music for you as we work. As we check out some cool, drawings. How to draw this stuff. Yeah. So if you'd like to see more of this stuff, check out my Patreon page, guys. That's where all the, and you know what? I just finished the Pokemon week-long extravaganza. I just finished that, so there's a week of those to check out. Today was New Dinosaur. So yeah, check out that new zombie dinosaur on my Patreon. And zombie portraits as well. That's where all the new stuff goes to. And then it goes to all my socials. So yeah, but check that out. If you have the ways and means, give me a bit of help with the channel. If you can, you can do that right on the Patreon page, and help support the arts. Like $2 a month, or whatever you want. But yeah, $2 a month is all it takes to sort of like supply me with materials to make more art that you can see. So it's a circle of life type of thing, right? And yeah, if you can, that would be awesome. I can't tell you what that would mean to me. And if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, that would really mean a lot too. Again, I'm not subsidized by anyone or anything. I am just an artist. That's all I do. So it does actually help to have because man, I've been doing this for 16 years or something like insane like that, a zombie every day since 2008. So I'm not even going to do the math, but it's been a long time. So that's a long time. So yeah, that's a lot of art supplies, guys. That's a lot of art supplies, for one man. So yeah, if you can, guys, that would be so amazing, and I would be, of course, forever grateful for that, So, and two, you can suggest drawings and things of that nature. You can actually order a custom. You can get a custom. Is that close enough? You can get a custom drawing from me. Just order that by going to zombieportraits.com and going to the contact us button. That's it. You're there. The long search is over. Yeah, just ask for your custom. Ask me, or tell me what you'd like, rather. And there you go. And as an extra feature I just made up. No, I was thinking about that. Well, I actually talked about this, I think, in the last live stream. I'd like to do like customs live for the people who order them. I think that would be really cool. So if you want to order a custom and you'd like me to do it live, like create it live, that would be very cool. I'd like to do that, man. You know. So yes. Think about what you'd like. Maybe a new tattoo design or something. You know. Zombie Daily, guys. Holy crap! There's a place where you could. There's so many like tattoo design ideas as well. You know. So check it out for that. Like it's just a wealth of like zombie images, man. Like, you know. And if you type bonus into the search bar at the in the zombie portraits on the zombie portraits or zombie daily Patreon rather, you can see all the art that is like you can see all the non-zombie art. That'll bring you to all the bonus posts that are like nature art and celebrity, the chaos line drawings, things like that. So yeah, or Cape Fear stuff. I think there's Cape Fear stuff there too. Pretty sure. So yeah, sorry, I was kind of wandering there, guys. I was trying to work some things out here in the inking here. Have to think fast. Yeah. So there we go. There is the beginning of the inks. The beginning of the inks on the Labubu. Yeah, zombie Labubu. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, I think that'll be cool. There'll be lots of detail, I think, in this one. I'm really gonna, because that's what I was kind of missing with the other two that I did. Because I have another two. If you actually go to the Patreon page, the Zombie Daily Patreon page, in the search bar, yeah, look up the Labubu, and you'll see. I think I posted both. I posted one for sure, but I might not have posted the other one. I did like a pink one and a yellow one, and a zombie Labubu, and so they're there. If you want to see them. But I did them very small and on a very weird paper. And I like them, they're fine, but I was like, no, I have to redo I have to do another one in another style, in another way. Because while I like these, I want to do something else with it, So hence this will be a lot different from the other two, I think. There'll be way more like sort of crunchy details and stuff in there. So yeah. Never forgetting that I have the Stalker Beast. Ah man, is it still? You know what? Like I said, it's really hot here, guys, and not in a like dry way. So yeah, that's still a bit damp. Is there anything I can do at this point? You know what? I could put a wee bit of pale yeller, old pale yeller, on his noggin there. Yeah, just a wee bit. So guys, I am Rob Cicetto, inventor of Zombie Portraits and Zombie Daily, and author of the Zombie Handbook. What? Yes, true. And Cape Fear, Power Struggle, the graphic novel. Maybe you've heard of me. I don't know how people do that. But anyways, yes. If you've ever heard of me, I'm glad to hear it. That's kind of cool. Maybe that's why you're here. Or if you haven't, that's my sort of raison d'etre, if I understand the term correctly, and I don't think I do. So, I will draw for you. Yes, I am drawing for you. I'm best known for zombie portraits, guys. Check out the zombieportraits.com website and get yourself a zombie portrait post haste. I would be glad and honored to do one for you. I'm going to add maybe to the teeth here a wee, maybe a more wee. This is the process, guys. Like, if you guys are interested in process, this is the place to be. I'm literally making this up as I go along. Like, I sketched the character, and now it's kind of up to me to sort of interpret it in a slightly more zombified way, you know. But like, the character is already plenty, you know, weirdly disfigured and zombie-ish, you know. If you want to see that creature, check out at Los_Friendos. It's Frederick Olson, and who's the creator of this and the game Amnesia, The Bunker. So yeah, check that. So I'll get into frame. Yeah, so check that out. I will leave the link in the description below. And I hope I remember. If I don't, somebody remind me, and or I will remember later. But it will be there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to try to do that like immediately after this broadcast. Yes. There we go. Now that's a little better. That's popping out a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get to some inking. You know, I also have these crazy body horror heads that I love working on too. You know, but I usually save these for like when I'm at conventions. But I think I'm going to do more Pokemon, new Pokemon zombies for the convention this coming weekend in Rouen, Noranda. So Rouen Con, I will be at Rouen Con, maybe drawing these. But these are the body horror heads. They're really weird. They're kind of like the heads of the living dead, but like way more detailed and gnarly and crazy. So there's that. But yeah, I think I'm going to do a couple more Pokemon, you know, creatures as zombies. I think I'll use a 3 on this now. You know, a little thicker. So yeah, you can kind of watch me do the inks. Watch me do the inks. Kind of whimsy. Yeah, I'm just sort of letting it flow, you know. Creating those matted fur structures, fur shapes. Yeah, putting a bit of a bit of dimension on it as you go, you know. You can always add that later too, but you know, it's all up to you. It's all up to you, really. You know, how you kind of go about doing it. You know, you might need to pull back and kind of then go, oh, okay, I need that there, or I need, you know, this there. I need more of a pop here, more of a shadow here. You know, you'll be able to do that as you kind of look at your, you know, drawings a bit over time. Like, give it some time. You know, pull away from it for a bit. So yeah. Or maybe you're already at that point where you're doing that. Either way, I hope you're having a great time. Either way, your planet is doomed. Again, you will never hear one of these live streams without a Simpsons reference. No prize to whoever spots the one where I don't reference Simpsons at least once. There. Doing some crazy inks in there that I like. I like the weirdness of them. That almost Alex Nino. That's awful that I can't. I think if I saw his name written, Nino? Yeah. I believe he is a Spanish or Portuguese artist. Oh, geez, I don't know. Oh, geez, dear, I don't know, dearie. No. Oh, geez. Yeah, no, I don't. Argentinian, maybe. Yeah, there was like guys that there was that kind of wave of new, really, really amazing artists. I guess maybe because they like opened up borders for that. I don't know. I don't know what, like how and why there was kind of more an ethnic blend of artists in the comic book industry, and it was like, wow, like Paul Gulacy and man, there was like so many. Ernie Chua. Man, yeah, there's so many more. Was DeZuniga I think was Italian, but yeah, but it just seemed like there was a more spicy feel to the bullpen. You know what I mean? Back then, so that was really cool. I thought, because man, they brought a voice that was so unique and dense and like, oh wow, like just eye popping, like. That's the kind of art that speaks to me. Like those guys, the older school, not the super old school, but like the Mike Kaluta, Bernie Wrightson, Neil Adams, Frazetta, and then all those comic book guys too, or the guys that I discovered in doing comics, So that, man, those guys were amazing, and man, lots of influence. Another thing, it's like you could type that into it. I'm sure an AI program or whatever, but again, it's not going to give you that authenticity of a person drawing it, man. Just never will. It can copy and conglomerate styles, to create variations and all kinds of BS. But it can't do it based on its own thing, Plus, don't give me this BS about it being a tool. Like, yeah, I ain't having that, man. I ain't having that. Don't get me wrong, man. I like, if you're into AI stuff, I ain't got nothing against you, man. Like, if you like that, who am I to say what people should like? I ain't judging, man. I ain't. I'm not. But I just think it's not art. Like, it's just imagery. And yeah, I ain't down with it. I'm not down with it at all, man. Yeah. Again, old man yells at cloud. Turned into the beast. That was Count Lazzuli's last line in the chat. So if you want to read up on the game and everything, check that out. I know I'm going to after this. Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Well, yeah, like I like learning about stuff. Even if I don't like retain it for whatever reason, it just. You seem to use it somehow when it needs to be called upon, Oops, this is not a good. That's not a good fit. That's a number 2. There we go. Yeah. So again, I'm not trying to do a commercial for Stadler, but I really like these Stadler pens. I use these primarily to do most of this kind of inking, and they have a great array of other brushes and stuff like that, like brush tip and chisel tip things. So yeah, I use those too because they're great. And the ink is nice and consistent and permanent, and the nibs are slightly yielding, or the tips or whatever the tips are slightly yielding. Yeah, so if you catch my drift, so they kind of you can get a differential of line, thick, thin line slightly. So yeah, can't push it too far, but you'll feel it. All these protocols for drawing, eh? No, but it's true. Sometimes you'll use the side of a pen, and yeah, it's true. There's varied ways of doing stuff and feeling things. And that's a man. What else is a good case for like original art than that? Like, man, I don't have a script here. I'm not reading any of this and going, yes, that was brilliant, or we got to use that. Write that down. I'm just saying, man, like, just the process itself is like, there's so much nuance to it. It can't even be described. It can't even be explained. Like, to explain it would, destroy your mind. And here comes like AI. It just starts shitting on everything. And people are looking at it like it's a car wreck. Like, guys, get a hold of yourselves. And people like defend it. That's the thing, right? As an art form, it can't be defended. Like, it just can't. It won't. It won't. You seeing all this stuff? All these goody lines, guys. Checking out all these goody lines. Yeah, man. Getting some nice shadow in there. I'll create a whole army of shadows. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Like, wow, what an amazing show. What an amazing show, man. Dr. Zap. The shadow guy. That shadow guy. Nameless. Like, using like probably 200 cells to create like a show that lasted for years. They only had 200 cells, man. No, that's not true. I'm just making that up. But, man, then they swap it with that Rocket Robin Hood show, man. We're on a tight budget. Oh, my goodness. That is like guerrilla filmmaking or like cartooning or animation if I ever saw it, man. Check that out. Like, and the music in those episodes, man. Holy cats, that stuff is hot as hell. Like, oh my god. Yeah, that's worth tuning in on its own. Like, just the sound, like the soundtrack, the music, man. Like, it's a full orchestra, like, doing original stuff for a spider. Like, it's awesome, man. Like, psychedelic stuff going on in there, too. And, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, you gotta watch that. If you know what, guys? Like, that was so long ago. Who knows? Like, I don't know if you would even know about it, but, or some of you would even know about it. But, yeah, check that out, man. Like, it's on YouTube, of course, right? But yeah, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, like the cartoon of yore. I think it was like 71 to maybe 73 or something. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, we watched the hell out of that show. Yeah, Spider-Man. You meddlesome arachnid! Oh, yeah, man. Like, the vulture. You meddlesome arachnid! I'm gonna add a bit of, oh, you know what? Here, I kind of missed that. Worm. Worm coming out of his mouth. Or nose. Keep it together. Yeah. Yeah. There, that's a nice Labubu. That's a nice Labubu. Yeah, there we go. I like this. Yeah. Put a bit of put some crumbs in the in the hair, you know, dirt. Yeah. You know, the pencils are there, right? The pencils are there, but you can sort of expand on them in the sense that you can sort of interpret them with a shakier line, or you know, as you can see what I'm doing right now, it's kind of like I'm also adding to the pencils with like an inking style, you know, over top, like these little flourishes in here when I like go boop, you know, I just add that ad lib, like I kind of add those things spontaneously, you know. See those little like bloop bloop bloop, these little lines here, you know. I just like whip them in because I kind of know the terrain, right? So, and that really helps. Like that's a sort of a confidence move. That's sort of a confidence, because I've built the confidence to do that. Like I know it's a small little thing, but I mean it is one of those things where you're so sure that you can not even, you know, consider it, and it's like and it's there, and you've already done it, and it worked, of course, because you know you've done it a million times. And yeah, man, those things sort of come with like practice, of course, right? So yeah, you can kind of create really interesting shapes and stuff when you ad lib too, you know, or do things spontaneously. There, right? How about that? How about those? Yeah. How about that? There, those are cool, like sort of lines and striations and hanging particles and flesh pieces. Yeah. Sorry, I faded out there for a second. So guys, yeah, if you want to see all of the stuff that I do here, check out the Zombie Daily page at my Patreon, which the link is in the bottom description. Check out Zombie Portraits. Check out zombieportraits.com. Get yourself a zombie portrait. I would be honored to do that for you. Next year it will be the 20th anniversary of Zombie Portraits. I'm very proud of that. I hope you order one very soon, because, you know, that 20th anniversary will have to come probably a little bit of a price increase. So I'm just sort of saying, y'all, you know, get one while it's a little more affordable. Yeah, because of reasons, because of many reasons. Yeah, but yeah, get yourself a zombie portrait while I'm around to do so. I also, you know, I was gonna get a zombie portrait, but that guy keeled over. You know. So yes, get a zombie portrait, guys. Check out Zombie Daily, or you know what? Even order a custom drawing of anything. Anything, Spider-Man! Yeah, anything. And even a character that, if you got like a comic book character that you want to do, or like that you like, or like a character of your own, rather. Yeah, I could do a version of your character as a zombie, or straight up too, if you want. Like I love doing everything, right? So if it's pop culture oriented comics or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like I'll do any kind of zombie, you know, rendition of anything, because I love doing that. You know. So yes. And here's the other hand. And yeah, I'm going to put that, make the, oh boy, I'm focusing on two things here. That camera's like right in front of me. I hope you can see that. Yeah, okay, good, because that would be awful if you couldn't. What was I on now? Drawing and carrying on a conversation doesn't always work. Sometimes things just short out in there, and yeah. But yes, I'm making the fingers. Maybe that's what I was on. That's what I was on, probably. Yeah. I'm making the fingers, making the fingers, like actual, humanoid, like almost like chimpanzee type fingers, like a primate, primate type. Humanoid, I guess, is what you call it, right? Yeah. Mm. Science, I'm drawing. Yeah, so guys, I hope you're having a great weekend. And you know what? If you're watching right now, thank you very much. I really appreciate the views. If you could subscribe to the channel, that would be even more awesomer. Way more awesomer. Yeah, it would really help. It would really help, get me up to the next part of the atmosphere in the algorithm chain, and get more eyes on my stuff, which is I think the ultimate goal, right? I really want to I really want people to see my work, right? So that's kind of the goal. And not everybody has to enjoy it. That's not the part of the premise or part of the goal either, But just to give them the chance to see, what I do and the amount and the dedication, like just those crazy things. Like that's kind of what I want to impart, on people, that like you can kind of do this kind of nutty stuff. And again, man, that's what I find is so like awful about AI, that it's just so impersonal. Like it's just it's just soulless, man. Plain and simple. It's nothing. It's like it's just it produces nothing but like regurgitated stuff. Like I could put things in this drawing inexplicably for no reason that you'd never see, and like an AI program would go like, okay, zombify a Labubu, and that's all it would do, Use those whatever techniques to create the same bloody. Or yeah, many different of the same type of thing. Yeah, I just hate it. I hate it. Kill it, send it to hell. Burn it, man. Or at least don't mention the word art in its presence. Or yeah, don't let those two words get anywhere near each other. That is pure blasphemy. And you know what, guys? Hey, I don't mind saying it. I just don't mind saying it because that's just how I feel. There's no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong. There's just like how you feel about something, right? So it's not like I'm saying that you are wrong if you don't agree with my feelings on it. I think that's how arguments end up happening. It's like you don't understand the, and it's always oh, you don't understand the context, but it is it is true. Like things taken out of context could mean anything, you know. So, but there is a point, obviously, right? I'm not condoning all that stuff. I'm not. Why am I talking about that? I just want to draw. There, we're getting some nice deep cuts. Nice deep cuts in there. Have a error message there on YouTube. Oh, sorry guys. I'm getting the message that you might be experiencing some buffering on the YouTube feed. So I apologize for that. I just saw the error message. Sometimes that corrects itself. So hopefully it won't be too long that it stays like that. Okay? So yeah. Yeah, I apologize for the buffering if you're experiencing it. Well, the error message is gone, but okay. Hey, Count. Yes, the very, very likely a print will. Also, what? You don't want the words AI and art in the same sentence. Yes, I do not. Because they do not belong. They do not belong anywhere near each other. AI is the devil. No, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. Like every aspect of it is loathsome to me. Yeah. I loathe it. But it's true, I do. And again, like that's why those are my feelings on it. Those are my feelings, my personal feelings. So it's not like I'm trying to sway anybody away from the dark side. If you want to join the dark side, then that's your prerogative, man. But yeah, I like the real shit. I like the real stuff, man. Like real. Yeah. Yeah, I'm liking this, man. I'm liking this. He looks, like I said, he looks ornery. He's coming up blasting like Yosemite Sam. Shout out to Cypress Hill. One of my favorite hip hop, gangster rap. Man, like those guys I think those guys got me like right away. I think I love their sound like right away. There was no wait period, man, for that. I just love their stuff. And I can't remember like where or how I heard them. Probably from a friend first, but then on the Judgment Night soundtrack. You want to know how old I am? Like, yeah, I'm ancient. I'm everlasting. Yeah, the Judgment Night soundtrack, one of the best soundtracks probably ever. Yeah, if you want to check that out, look that up. That is an amazing like mashup bands, like, but for real, with new music, rap metal, but like way more than that. Way more than that, man. Yeah. So awesome bands, groups, bands. Yeah, Mudhoney and like Sir Mix-a-Lot and like crazy duos, man, like team ups. But funky as hell, awesome as hell. Oh my goodness, I've listened to that album like a trillion times, man. Yeah, that's my go-to. So yeah, check that movie out. Great movie. Emilio Estevez. Man, who else is in that? Oh my goodness, Jeremy Piven. Yeah, actually, almost all-star cast, pretty much. I can't remember who the other lead guy is now. He was like a big name actor. Oh, that's awful that I can't remember that. You know what? My mind is preoccupied inking the tiny pieces. Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. I'm low on like frontal lobe capacity because it's all like in the further reaches of the lobes. Yeah. Sorry, man. I shorted out, guys. Yeah. There we go. Right. Yeah. And they'll be, I think, even more pronounced when I... You know what? I'm even kind of doing a bit of a... As you can see, like, it's kind of like the material... You can kind of see the material there underneath. You know? It looks more like... it's like a combination of an alive thing, but sewn together, man. Like... Yeah, you know, it's but it's a zombie, right? It's a zombie because, you know, it's the undead. It's back from the dead, man. It's back from the dead. So, hey, let's get back to this. How about this? Remember this? Yes. Man, I love this. I love this creature. And here we go. You know what? We're going to kind of do the same kind of inking. That very textured, you know, form building inking, you know. We're building up the form. And yeah, it has that human nose still. Like the guy's nose is still, but I'm kind of, again, I'm making it a little crinkly in design to sort of make it feel a little more zombie-ish. So that little tweak in itself, you know, kind of characterizes, you know, the zombie-ishness that I'm kind of adding a little to this already established and very cool character. And I will leave the link in the description below of where to find the game and check out the. I got a shout out from the creator of the game Amnesia, the Bunker. I think in the last I think it was in the last live stream. So check that out. And I think Count Lazuli left a bunch of info on the game and creature in the comments below. So if you guys are interested in that, but yeah, check out the website, which I will leave the contact website and page, YouTube page for the game. It's really cool, man. Yeah. So this is the Stalker Beast character, and I'm just really sinking in those eyes a lot, you know, and I'm gonna add a bit of a opposite-ish cheekbone-esque ridge there. Connect that. You know, you see, you know, I'm kind of going with what's already there, and then adding a little bit more clarity and detail Detail. Adding some detail in there. Yeah, because I want to really, I want to treat this character with the respect it deserves in terms of, if it were real, and rotting, what would it look like, And there's always different stages, right? This could be like a very early stage or an earlier stage where, he's not super emaciated yet, but, somewhat. Yeah, and that's another great thing about zombies, too, is like the different states that they can be in, right? Like, there's even more ways to depict them with, in art and design and all of that stuff, right? So I really find that fascinating, but it's true. Yeah, I hope that YouTube problem fixed it kind of self. I think it did. I'm not getting the thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. For me, it is the lack of control. I feel like a bystander to the AI rather than the one creating. Oh, yeah, like 1,000%. Yeah. There is no control. You're letting the thing do it for you, Would you happen to still be doing portfolio reviews? Yeah. Yeah, no. I'd really love to do that. I was surprised that it didn't get over that well because I thought more people would kind of dig that. And I'm not saying I wouldn't do it again. I just I thought it was a kind of neat idea, and people would be anxious to sort of get a portfolio review from me. So if you guys are interested in doing that, I would love to do portfolio reviews again. And if you want, you can see some on the channel. Like there's portfolio reviews on the channel, So if you want me to bring that feature back, yeah, that'd be cool, Sure, I'd like to do that if you're interested, And I'll give you the straight shit. I have to, okay? It's the only way to learn. And if you can't handle the truth, so to speak, that is the worst cliche thing ever. But if you can't, if you don't think you can, that's cool. Maybe later on, and you'll feel a little more confident or whatever, and or able to handle, a negative comment or whatever. And it's never out of being malicious or anything. It's always constructive, right? There is no room for any kind of it sucks. That's insane. If I'm going to critique your work, it will be on a almost molecular level, right? So, and I'll kind of maybe even steer you in a way that you've never thought existed before, or, whatever. Or maybe you might, man, I don't know what's out there as much anymore. So, having a dialogue about art and helping each other, man, that's awesome. That's so awesome. I'm so down for that. I don't know why, as soon as some people get kind of a little bit popular or whatever, they kind of just don't want to interact with people. I really love the interaction, man. So, yeah. You know what? In the way that I might impart help to someone, because again, I didn't have that opportunity when I was a kid growing up being an artist, right? So I would love to, help people in need, with things that I never got to experience, Had to do it all my damn self. Because there was no internets. There was no way of doing anything. And I mean, no, I'm not saying oh yeah, woe is me or anything like that. I learned more things exponentially as I got older, and there was more technology to be able to facilitate the output that I do, you know. And there's always comics too and stuff like that. But yeah, man, you know, it helps to have a person guide you, I think, you know. And again, you don't have to necessarily take that advice. You know, you can go your own way, but it's just that. It's just advice. I've been there, you know. So, yeah, if y'all want to talk about that anytime, I'm down with that. You know. I'm going to check that chat. Stop that, man. Find that man. Find that man. Find that man. Where's... There he is. Would you? It is visually implied that the beast wasn't entirely mutated. The face was split between still somewhat human and fully mutated. Here, it's almost. It looks like the mutation is taken further. Yeah. Sure. You know. Yeah, that's a good assessment, I think. You know. And maybe some like, you know, necrosis of the flesh, you know, too added. Yeah, I'm kind of really taking it easy on those inks. Like I'm going slow, but I'm going steady because I really want them to sort of, add that really, really minute and wonderful texture to that flesh, you know. So steady as she goes, mates. Steady as she goes, mates. You're fired. Yeah. So the ears again. The ears kind of like. Whoops. Sorry. The ear is kind of like. You know, messed up, mutated, rotted away, whatever. Well, no, not whatever. You know what? That's not true. That like I kind of wanted to go with a more like mutated dead flesh look. You know, like I know that sounds weird, but you know, if you think it, you know, chances are you're gonna kind of create something if that's on your, like, if that's kind of your intent, even though you don't really know what that is until you start your pen moving. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's kind of the coolness of, you know, the inking process for this kind of thing. And you know what? You adopt that kind of style, right? You kind of do that, and you apply it in, like, for different art too when it's needed, right? Like, I'll probably use this style for Cape Fear 2, you know. And yes, we're going to be doing Cape Fear 2 stuff, comic book stuffs, this week. I think I want to get another page penciled, and then so you guys can watch as I sort of like build the page up and explain the page and the flow and all that stuff. If you want to hear about that nifty sort of I'm doing it by the seat of my pants, but I think it's working kind of thing, model, if you will. Yeah, so I think it's all. I think what I'm doing is all right, but you know, it's kind of through osmosis that I do my storytelling, because I've read so many comics and have been, you know, in the industry too, in the business also. And I always undercut. I never really talk about that, but I've done many comic story, and for a few different publishers, and covers and stuff like that. I did covers for alt covers for IDW, the Jonathan Mayberry, joint, Rotten Ruin. Just an amazing writer, amazing storyteller, amazing book. Wow, yeah, just a fantastic read. So I think what they adapted the first book into a 4-issue comic, or like an abridged or story from. I can't remember now. I can't remember now what it was, but IDW published a 4-issue. Was it 4? I can't even remember. My goodness, how many pieces of art did I do? I think it was a 5. I think it was a 5-issue thing. I did the alt covers for it. So wow, I really got to check my head on that one, you know. But that was quite a while ago, I think, and you know, I'm not good with I'm not good with details of the past, you know. So yeah, my apologies, Jonathan Mayberry, wherever you may be. I hope you're kicking it and having a great time. Yeah, that's another really great guy in the pantheon of writers. He's written so many other cool things. You got to check him out. But yeah, he did a series of zombie basically novels, right? And he actually got me to do the character designs that are in the front covers of those novels. Maybe only the hardcovers? I don't know. But I have the hardcovers, and they have, he actually sent me the hardcovers of each. And I think there was 5. Yeah, I believe there's 5 of them. 5 books in the series, and they're totally awesome, man. Check that out. And again, I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm like, hey, if you want some other cool zombie entertainment that I'm kind of involved into, you know, give it a look, give it a listen, you know. Yeah. Oh, gotta check my 9. I'm always checking my 9, man. Yeah. There. Adding some nice, crispy, creamy, delicious details. Oh, yes. Where do the details come from, Rob? They come from experience and soul. Experiencing millions of different artists. Yeah, all that stuff coalesces into a unique style that cannot be copied, can be copied, cannot be reproduced without the hand that created it. That's the argument right there. There's nothing else. There's nothing else to work with for an argument. But that's all you need. That statement right there is the, you know, trump card, so to speak. Yeah. Argument over. Friendship over. Yeah, so I want to go see 28 years later. Man, that looks kind of cool. That looks kind of cool to me. You know, I think, well, I was kind of mentioning it earlier, but yeah, really looking forward to seeing that. You know, whatever, good or not, I just want to see it. I just want to see it for the visuals. I want to see it for that flavor, you know. So, yeah. And there's zombies. Yes, Rob, there's zombies. You know what? I am adding color. I'm adding a color layer that because I think I kind of not screwed up, but kind of didn't go as far as I should with his neck. And that piece of cloth there is bugging me. His neck is way wider, it's way thicker than what I have there. And so I'm going to cover that, you know. And yeah, you'll probably be able to see some of it still. You know, you might be able to see some of it still. That's the beauty of this process, and just the, you know, traditional art process in itself. There's unique flaws. Like there's so many aspects of like why this is better than that and always will be. Like I never thought I'd be that. I never thought like there would be an argument more undefensible or indefensible than that. Than like that. I never thought there'd be any argument like that indefensible. But there that is. Like that is. There that is. You know. Yeah, so if you want to know how I feel about it. And again, guys, that's how I feel. It's just feelings, nothing more than feelings. Trying to forget. Yeah, so, you know, don't take it too hard, man. If it is not meant to offend, it's just one man's opinion, one man's humble opinion. Gotta put more gray in that. You know what? I'm going to... I don't want to add too much water there, so I'm going to puff dry it. There. There. More grayer. More grayer. Always bet on gray. Idiot. There. And now I'll have to switch to the Labubu. I know that might hurt some of you to have me do, but and it might excite others to have me do. So either way, more to watch. And despite the heat, I feel pretty good. Got some nice hot coffee here. Oh, that's so good. All right. So, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to the bottom of the eyes to punch it up. Oh, you know what? First, I'm going to add a really pale blue. Yeah, probably this. Really pale. You see that? Just a little bit of pale blue there. Like almost like an 8-bit color job, you know? But yeah, so that, and then I'm going to add a little bit of yellow underneath. Pop those eyes out. Yeah. And I'm not done. There's still more. Yeah, you know what? Eyes are great because there's so many different sort of ways to read them, you know? Yeah, and you know what? That's actually really important. It really is, because eyes are very expressive, right? So if you're doing comics and stuff, or illustration, or just even, you know, gallery type art or whatever, like using the eyes expressions are very important, and can be used very effectively, you know, in that sort of environment. And should be drawn well to express, you know, to do those expressions. Yeah. All right. So I am going to add a little bit more detail, smaller details. You know what I'm going to do? First is... And guys, you know what? Check out my Patreon page. That's where all of this zombie art goes, and you can help fund the Patreon by going to the Patreon, and all the proceeds go to creating more art for the channel, for the page, and for these live streams, so I can show folks, some art process stuff, some comic process stuff. Might be doing portfolio reviews again. And that if people are into that. Doing these live streams. So check out the Patreon. Check out zombieportraits.com. Get yourself a zombie portrait. It is a one-of-a-kind item you cannot get anywhere else on Earth. I invented them back in 2006, and I've done over 10,000 of them all over the world so far. And Zombie Daily on my Patreon has been on there and adding new zombie drawings and paintings since 2008. So, I've been at this for a long time. Next year is Zombie Portraits' 20th anniversary. So I would really love it if you could help me with the Patreon, guys. It would really mean everything to me. Hitting that 20th anniversary, I'll be posting the 1100th Zombie Pinup Diva on Zombie Daily on Halloween. On Halloween Day. I gotta get on those. I gotta get back on those Zombie Pinup Divas because it feels far off, but everything is always fast approaching when you're drawing. So I better get on those Zombie Pinup Divas because I gotta hit that 1100th milestone on Halloween. So I hope you guys join me for that on Zombie Daily. And I'll probably do a live stream. Maybe actually I'm finishing it. I don't know. Yeah. And then, or maybe the day before that night, and then I'll publish the finished the next day after Halloween. Yeah. So this is the Labubu zombie Mark III. So I've done 2 other ones. But they were smaller. They were much smaller, and they were done on a sort of a difficult paper or like a weirder surface paper. So I wanted to kind of do another, and they're fine. Like they're great. It's just they're on a paper that I wasn't kind of like expecting the results. So I did really the best I could, and it turned out fantastically actually. But I felt I wanted to do a different version of the Labubu. So here it is. So man, this one is ghastly. This one is just I love the face, man. I love the face. It's like it's great. I love it. So I'm gonna add a little bit even more number 2 sized pen detail in there, and. I think the face needs a little more texture on there. Yeah. Oh, and this area for here. Yeah. Yeah, you can all see that, right? Yeah. Yeah, so we're adding all kinds of little gore, rotted, dirty, veiny sort of suggestion lines, and that's kind of sometimes what it is too. It's a suggestion line. It's not maybe a complete, vein or hanging piece of flesh or bone structure or something. It might be curtailed by something, right? So like something might be on top of it, obstructing it, but you get to see some of it. There's many different ways to depict not just zombies, but anything and everything, right? There's so many different styles and methods of artistic communication, that makes it fun. It makes it fun, and it makes it never boring. Like it's always interesting. It's always different, So, yeah. And man, I have to honestly say, emotions and state of mind and all of that stuff really factor in to a day of drawing sometimes, And again, that's what makes it. That's what makes it special. That's what makes it unique, Like I love. You know what? Here's the thing. Like I just love stuff that there's nothing else like it on earth. Like wrestling. I love wrestling because wrestling is wrestling. And I've said this before. It's kind of like it's just its own thing, And comics are its own thing. Like there's nothing else like that. There's nothing else like comics. Comics is its own, way of communication, entertainment, promotion, like everything. It's so unique. Like, who does that anymore, right? But they do, and it's awesome. Yeah, man. Like, there's so many things that like are gonna sort of be disrupted, I think, by AI in a bad way. And I hope it passes. I hope people I hope people figure it out. I'm already losing that. I'm already losing that argument. No, but you know what I'm saying. Like I hope people kind of go like, "Holy crap! Like this is really unique and this is really important." Before it becomes completely overwhelmed, and people kind of forget that. That is not the color I wanted. Where's the color I wanted? I wanted this. Yes. So I'm going to put some marker demeanor. I'm going to put some marker, some gray in there. And, here it is, guys. Like, yeah, man, I'm using all kinds of different materials. Not just watercolor, not just pen and ink, not just watercolor and pen and ink and marker, but like all kinds of stuff, right? And you kind of create a thing that works with those mediums, And man, I always thought these mediums worked. It wasn't until I went to college where I was told, "Oh, those mediums don't work together," and I'm like, "What?" Yeah, I've been doing it I've been using like that style for a while, even in college, So yeah. Anyway, but I think I've evolved a little bit for sure. Yeah, I like this Labubu, guys. I like it. I don't know what you guys think, but I hope you guys like it. I think it's really fun and menacing. Yeah, I do love it. I do love it. And I'm gonna add some weight to the brow, or where the plushy part hits the fleshy part. Yikes. What have I become? Yeah, so a little bit of heavier line on there to sort of create that shadow. Does anyone remember Magic Shadows? That I think is a total Canadian thing. Magic Shadows was like a show that would show movies. It was on like PBS or something, and Elwie Ost was the host of it. And he was this really polite, cool, bald, glasses, soft-spoken guy, but like super knowledgeable. And he would intro the movie, tell you why it's special, and yada yada yada, give a little rundown, little bio. And then I think after the movie, like maybe he'd explain stuff again or deconstruct things or whatever. There would be a little talk after too about the film. And man, that show was awesome. Like that was so great. I used to love that as a wee kid, watching movies like these old black and white movies like King Kong. I was like over the moon with that because that was right up my cup of tea. So yeah, like King Kong, of course. Like, man, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like Touch of Evil, Seconds, like all of these crazy, like amazing movies, like Doctor No, yeah, like there's a couple of James Bond ones. Yeah, so I love that show. I thought that was awesome, but I don't think a lot of people know of its existence, because it was like I think it was on PBS or something like that, and it was very Canadian. Maybe it was whatever the Canadian sort of PBS was. TV Ontario? TV Ontario maybe is what I'm thinking of. But yeah, man, it was a very cool cool show about movies, showing movies. Kind of like Elvira, but way less sexy and funny. Yeah, and the movies were top notch. Top notch. Whoops, sorry guys. Okay, there we are. Right on, getting some Labubu action going. Zombie Labubu. Zombie Labubu. It's sweeping the nation right now. It's all over Japan. Zombie Labubu. He was cracking a smile. Zombie Labubu. He gave a ghastly smile. Rhyming smile with smile. Leave it to the Simpsons. Leave it to the Simpsons. There, just adding some weight to the bottoms, to the bottom of the character, the boo boo. Maybe give that arm a little bit of shortening there. Oh, can you see that? All right. Yeah, so adding a little bit of depth and weight to things on the bottom there. And yeah, like it's a thicker holding line, of course, so it sort of punches the character up a lot, Pops it off the page. Pops it off the page. Yeah. So guys, if you like what you see here, do you like what you see? There is a whole page of nothing but this for over oceans of time. For reals. On my Patreon page on Zombie Daily, like almost 4,000 posts on there. So check that out. Yeah, like it's more zombies than you like. Pack a lunch, guys. Don't forget to hydrate if you embark on that journey, man. That is a rabbit hole of crazy, silly, fresh zombie art, man. Like, there's 1,000 zombie pit-ups on there. There's like 1,300 Heads of the Living Dead, 200 Pokemon, dinosaurs, what do you call it? Zodiac signs. Like, virtually every cartoon that you've heard of, every mascot you've probably heard of, all zombified. Like, a zombified version of all of that stuff. Like, it goes on into ridiculous areas, man. So yes, check it out, man. That is where all the stuff I do here goes there in its finished form. And if you wouldn't mind helping to support the page, the Patreon page to which all of the art goes and is presented, if you could chip in, if you have the ways and means, I'd sure appreciate it, guys. I do nothing but art. Like, that is what I do for a living. I don't have any other like endorsements or source of income or supplement or government anything. I just do this. I just do this for a living. So art supplies can get pretty pretty pricey, especially when you do like 4,000 of them. Yeah, and it's all traditional art too, right? So, when you think about what that sort of costs over years, it's pretty insane, pretty insane. Yeah, if I thought about it, I'd probably stop doing it, man. So, but you know what, you guys, like there are many who have subscribed to the page, or rather donated to the page, helped fund the arts, and man, I couldn't be more grateful. Man, like you will all be remembered. You'll all be remembered when things happen. Like when things sort of get to the point where it's like, oh, this guy's like this. Your names will be on that Patreon thing forever, because I plan on doing that for a long time. You know what I mean? So yes, my legacy will definitely have its share of kudos to the fans who helped, create it, sustain it, enjoy it. Right? So, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't do without you guys, man. I couldn't do without you guys. And now we're going to put the Coupe de Grace on there, which will allow me to add even more. You see that, guys? Yeah. There. Adding that crazy sort of almost metallic look to the eyes, and then I'm gonna add. Then I'm gonna add some more, a little bit more. What do you call it? Highlights in there. Some juicy highlights. Yeah. Make that surface look like a marble. And yeah, if that's, again, like, I kind of say, when you're trying to draw something, kind of think of what that is, like really set that in your mind, and remembering how it feels and what it looks like in the sun, and things of that nature, so that it almost through just your memory or your feelings about it will help you actually draw it, if you could kind of channel that. Come to me, my X-Men. But yeah, like that's kind of a sort of thing that you acquire, and it really helps if you can kind of put that item in mind when you're drawing it, so you can recall those things. And to some people, like, they don't like kind of do that right away, right? It's like, it depends on what sort of experience that you have with art, right? Because sometimes that's not right away apparent to folks, and maybe sometimes it is too. I don't know. I think that's something that needs to sort of be more acquired. But yeah, sometimes instinct works too. So yes, I'm adding the furry parts with the shading sort of on the furry parts. So I'm picking out sort of areas there. And you know what? I'm going to take a break on this one and get back to the Stalker beast, because yes, I really want to. I kind of want to get this one done tonight if I can. I kind of want to do. Because I'm really into the inks, man. Like, I'm really into the inks right now. So I kind of want to do this more than the Labubu. And besides, I've almost finished that Labubu one. Yeah. See what I was just doing, right, guys? I'm just doing the teeth there. Yeah. 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 So, guys, I think it'd be grand if you could help support the real arts, like the real people that do real art for real. When you can, because we really gotta keep that a thing, man. Like, for heaven's sake, you know, it's it's really important. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an artist and all that jazz. Like, I'm saying that like out of a plea for humanity, like for real. Like, I thought that, like, it's true. It's true that I am. Like, I know that might sound corny, like something from Star Trek or whatever, but no, I'm dead serious, man. Like, it is a totally human thing, and only a human thing, you know. So, so yes, yeah. If you want to know how I feel about it, there you go. Yeah, that is absolutely for me like a hill to so-called die on, type of thing. Yeah, I'll never accept that as an art. I just don't, and I don't think anyone should either. I don't think they should. I think and I'm not just saying traditional art only. Like, don't get me wrong. It's like I obviously respect the computer generated art and animation and coloring and all that stuff. Yes, that's a tool. That's a tool for sure. I absolutely understand that. I'm not one of those old fogies or whatever. I don't know if anybody even does rail against that anymore, but I sure don't. Like, it's not my thing. Like, it's not my thing to rail against it. It's absolutely legitimate, and yeah, some unbelievably incredible things have come as a result, like effect-wise and things like that. So, yeah, man, that's all good. And again, that's a tool. That's what you call a tool, right? Speaking of Tool, this creature almost looks like something out of a Tool video, too. Yeah. Kinda. Yeah, I think he's a bit too ferocious for a Tool video, even. Tool videos are just, like those early ones or whatever. The ones that people remember. Let me just call it that. The ones that people remember have more grotesque, weird, deformed, kind of characteristics. Like, this thing is way more savage and purposeful, and like, to me anyway, that's the feeling I get when I'm doing it. It has those characteristics, and because it's fueled by whatever zombie virus has it in whatever form this is, like whatever like how far he's been sort of zombified, probably not long, but he obviously has way more ruined skin and like things like more blood probably on him and stuff like that. So yeah, like he's open sores and wounds and all kinds of like little tricks. Yeah. Yeah, like this, like when I'm drawing this kind of stuff, when I'm doing this when I'm laying this kind of ink down, it's like those tendons, those tendons are really tight, and they're going around his sort of oversized neck, I'm really digging this. I'm really digging this. And yeah, it doesn't it probably doesn't pop for you guys yet because I have to add the thicker holding line in that. But yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. You'll be able to see some definition, some more my definition is this: organic material grosses us out so much, or of course, there is the fear of disease, the disease aspect, but I feel like it is the chaotic notion of it too. Yeah, okay. That transition of blue, brown, yellow is beautiful. Oh, really? You know what? I'll have to take your word for it, but I don't even know. I'm assuming it's on the Labubu account. Yeah. I feel like I'm learning so many little details. Why? Oh, great, good. I haven't seen Magic Shadows, but I'm in love with Fantasia 1 and 2. Yes. Yeah. I have. You know what? I haven't seen 2. That is nuts. I have to see 2. Yeah. Creative lead Frederick shared some detail in a few QZA videos on the game. Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Got to get a spot of coffee in there, and then return to drawings. He said that. Okay. So it's a chemical mishap. Chemical mishap that sort of created this creature. Yeah. So more on that in the comments below. Yeah, Count Lazuli is adding some details to the character here. So if you guys want to check that out, please do. I know I will. I'll be looking at that again. And yeah, the creator is Frederick Olsen. The game is Amnesia, the Bunker, and you can find him at LOS _Fredos FREEDDOS. I believe that is his channel. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave his link in the description below for sure, so you guys can check that out. Check out the game if you haven't already. You'll be glad you did. Yeah. And yeah, I'm really digging this one, man. I'm really having a great time doing this one. Again, adding sort of things as we go. I'm gonna switch back to my, because there's a bit of a delay on the YouTube page. So there we go. I'm just gonna switch back to that. Yeah, so it's coming along, guys. It's coming along, and I think I actually will put marker. I will get some marker in there. Yeah, nice red in there. Nice poppy red. Pippin' and poppin'. My definition is this: Dream Warriors, man. More Canadian hip hop, man. Yeah, love Canadian hip hop. Oh my goodness, from way back. Yeah, Dream Warriors. Is that way back enough for you? Maestro Fresh Wes. Yeah, man. Oh my goodness, I love the Canadian hip hop, man. Even what were those guys? There was like Swollen Members, man. Swollen Members. Yeah, those guys. They did a. I loved they had that Lady Scorpion song. I thought that was awesome, man. Had a great sort of like like great beat, great flow. Yeah, super catchy, man. I love that. early. That came later. I think that came later, but Maestro Fresh Wes and Dream Warriors, man, those guys were awesome too. Yeah. Hip hop. That, you know what? I really love that. I think that looks good. I think that really, like, it might not read as well for you guys there, but I'm really getting some good vibes out of that. And I you know, yeah, there's a lot of definition to add, but I'm really liking where it's going, and the spontaneity is strong in this one. Because again, like I'm kind of going. I think I know the terrain, and I'm kind of making it up as I kind of go, you know. And I could stop it and start it wherever I want. It could be just a flourish, you know, or I can just add a flourish of something else, like some other little details, you know. So it's a nice even flow, and I'm kind of going with it and going with the texture. I'm going with the surface texture, trying to like feel it out, you know, trying to like be there, you know, be on that on that skin, on that flesh, you know. Yeah, trying to feel it, so you know you can kind of depict it better. And you might say, oh well, all you're drawing is little pecks and picks and things like that, but like. That's kind of the point, like that, you know, you're seeing this at a distance, so there's not going to be details that are, you know, microscopic. They're going to be at a certain level. So some of these will crisscross, and I'll add little other elements to them, and then they'll have more of a purpose, right? They'll show more of a ridge or a depression or like a hole, you know. So yeah, like I'll go in and affect those things even further, because yeah, I'm still using the 3. So, but that'll be a fast thing. That'll be a faster thing, because you know there's only so much you can do before it becomes unnecessary and detrimental. You know, pace yourself, treat yourself. Yeah, there we are. There we go. Some nice, you know, sinew and tendons and veins, veininess, vascularity, vascularness, bigness, yeah, bulbousness. There. Yeah, getting that kind of Steve McNiven, David Finch, Stephen Platt type of thing that they do, that inking thing that they do, kind of in that area, I think. Like my stuff's way dirtier. I think my stuff's way dirtier. Of course, it's not refined. Like that's the art style I'm going with. Like it's not, you know, super slick. I find it like a little more, you know, dangerous in the sense that it's like, oh, if you look hard enough, you can see where he wanted to draw that, but then changed his mind. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it's camera ready, but it, like, you know, it still seems like it's got a lot of flaws, and it's got a lot of flaws in it, right? So yeah. But the flaws or the workings of it are part of it, right? Yeah. That's kind of my art. That's kind of the way I do it. Or yeah, it's the process, right? It's the process. Like it's a dirtier, messier kind of process, right? And it just lends itself well to the subject matter, you know? Yeah, so there's another rag of whatever. Oh, sorry, I hope you could see that. So I'm just adding more shadow and depth like his hand is going under that ripped up piece of cloth that's hanging off it, or, you know, yeah, more damaged areas, ripped areas, probably a vein going through that muscle group right there, another one up there. Yeah, man, we're just we're just sort of riffing on it. I don't know what other kind of, I don't know if that's a word, probably is not, but I'm like, that's how I feel that I'm doing it. Like I'm just sort of I'm just sort of going by instinct almost. I know that the work and the pencils are there to guide me, of course, but you know, I'm not necessarily like going over the pencils. I'm kind of interpreting the pencils as inks, as a different type of line. So, you know, it changes a little bit. It changes for sure when you see the, you know, pencils to the inks, right? But I still try to keep that energetic, kinetic flow going, you know? Like, that's why my art isn't finished. I always loved, or it is finished, but the look of it seems like kind of like, you know, you could, like I said, you can see the work, so it kind of looks unfinished or whatever. And that, but I loved Frazetta's, Frank Frazetta's, like sketches, man. His sketches were astonishing. Like his sketches were amazing, and they had so much energy in them, you know. And that's impossible to, you know, it's almost impossible to recreate or force. You can't force that stuff. Like, you have to be confident. You know, you super have to be confident to pull lines that almost effortless or spontaneous, you know, and to be absolutely descriptive and write about everything, you know. Like, that level of artistry or illustration and self-expression is categorically off the charts, man. Like, you know, so yeah, like I try to channel that. yeah, you know. Yeah, I try to channel that. Well, it's just a style that it's just the way I do the art. I think that, boy, I'm really spacing on his feet here. Where am I on his foot? Am I gonna have to do it this way? Okay. Okay, I can see this. Okay, you know what? Let me do this, and maybe it might give me some. Yeah, and I I explained how I did these really close to the page, and yeah, that was intentional. And I often do not do that. And when I teach art classes, I always tell people to put a line, like a border around their page, so they don't go off the page, and that they're more aware of that edge, so they don't go off the page or get perilously close to it, so that their art looks weird, like it looks like it was kind of crushed in there, and they almost make the figure try to fit. That's awful, right? So yeah, always put that until until you're used to it. Always put that sort of border around your page, and I am used to it. I've done it for a billion drawings, but obviously I wanted this. Maybe it's not obvious. I wanted this to be like right up to the page. I wanted to use the whole page, and have it fit without any kind of like stress points. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why it is very close to the page, which is not common for me. I usually give things enough breathing space, and you have to, right? You have to. So yeah, and I would teach, life drawing, and basically, say, because you're drawing, you're drawing stuff on a page, to put that border in, to make that border apparent, and, there, so you don't start drawing off the page. So yeah, that's a little tidbit. That's a little timbit for you. Yeah, for artists out there. You know, keep that in mind. So yeah, I'm adding the super crazy details in here. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm enjoying it. I'm really having a good time with this one. This is the Stalker Beast from now. Wow, lest I forget, Amnesia the Bunker, and yeah, this is I actually got a shout out from the creator, Frederick Olsen. Frederick Olsen, yes, who is the creator of the game and the creature. Yeah, I got a shout out from him on the last live stream, so you can check that out, and I'll leave a link to his page for you to check out the game as well. Leave that in the description below. Yes, community. Community. Yeah, so keeping people in the atmosphere, man. Trying to keep people in the atmosphere, and try to turn them on to new things, new forms of cool entertainment, and hell's yeah, distraction, man. Yeah, it's pretty crazy out there. We need some art to soothe our furrowed brows, man. And not that crackpot AI shit. Shiz. Alright, I'll stop now. Don't encourage them. Yeah, so foot. Yeah, foot. There. Really want to get those details in there to describe the form of it, or the deform of it rather. It's rather deformed, altered, modified, if you will. Yeah. So just adding those. Why am I constantly going into the pens? Let me pull back here a bit. Sorry to disorient, but yeah, I'm like, why am I'm being ushered into the pens for some reason as I'm inking. So in this case, I am doing a detailed to thick line instead of a thick to thin line. Yes, and sometimes I do the opposite. It's opposite day, and I do thick to thin line. Either way is acceptable. Either way is good. I do it for different reasons. I'll do more cartoony art, thick to thin, and then not too thin. But most of the more involved, detailed art I'll do like all the sort of thin lines first, and then add the holding lines around them. And I might cover up like a fraction of a millimeter of a gig, not a gig, a byte of a line. And that's okay, but you don't have to sweat that. The actual thing is when you do it that way, and it does cover some of those lines, it makes it even more impactful. So you will cover a bit of the like super detailed stuff that you did first with the heavy holding line in some cases, but it actually is for the good of the drawing as well. So you kind of sacrifice a little bit, but it's all good that you do, you know, because it makes it look more three-dimensional. Like that, those lines continue under the thick line rather than stop at it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like, you know what, guys? I don't know if that's like insane to you, if I'm just babbling about like weird art things, but like those are things I kind of think about and consider when I draw. So yeah, that's just, you know, again, part of the process, right? So yeah, yes, us. Okay, there we go. Wonderful. Yeah, I love how this is turning out. I really am. I hope you guys are digging it too. I hope you guys are really digging it, you know? I'm really enjoying this, man. I'm really enjoying this, man. No, it's true. It's true. If you couldn't tell, like, yeah, I'm having a ball here, man. It's awesome. And you know what? I'm going to actually put more emphasis on the lines of the shirt rips. Like, you can't really tell which ones are you know, on top of the other ones very well right now. So that will be another part of when I finish it. When I go to the next step, rather, I'll be sort of accentuating a lot of the lines that are lost, you know, and making them more apparent as to where they lie, you know. I actually love this, the way the shirt is caught up in the spinal column. Yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah, it kind of makes sense too a bit, I guess. I don't know. Ripping through the shirt, ripping through the shirt. You know, sometimes you kind of make calls on the run, you know, and I think I kind of did that already. I think I kind of started that, but I think I did more of it back here. So yes, and you know, there's a little bit of room for you know, still working a couple things out, right? There's still a bit of room for that, and you know, if you need to take the room to maybe make something a little bit more, you know, readable. You kind of do what you can, because you know the whole point is to have it read well, right? You really want that you really want to sell that, like you really want to sell that creature or character or person or whatever. So you want kind of the most agreeable materials for that, and things of that nature, and for your style, right? I am not saying you have to do my kind of style or whatever, but you know, if you're doing illustrations or of whatever, or drawings, you know, pick a nice medium that helps. That helps, you know, that helps. And you can deviate from that later on in your career. If you make a career out of your art, you know, you can obviously deviate from that, whatever style you've established, and add to it and evolve. That's part of the process, right? But yeah, man, you start somewhere, and you sort of continue to evolve, just like a Pokemon. Those little kaijus. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to getting back to those guys already. Yeah. You can see a heck of a lot of them at the Patreon page, guys. Check out the Patreon page. You will see probably all the Pokemon up until now, probably 200 Pokemon zombie Pokemon on the on the Zombie Daily page right now. Just type Pokemon into the search bar, and you'll see all 200 plus and counting Pokemon zombies that have done. So yeah, have a ball. Check that out. Pack a lunch. Keep yourself hydrated. You know, there's a lot of stuff there. You know, tons of pinups. Hey man, you might find your next tattoo. You might find your next tattoo there, man. You know, I've got a lot of images there that are, one shot, kind of simplistic, bold kind of images. Well, obviously, you see me doing this kind of stuff right here, right now. So all the images are relatively kind of like this in terms of, simplicity and minimalism. So very, very easy to tattoo. I think. Yeah, I tattooed once and it was a disaster. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm too upset to talk about it. Yeah, so I should never tattoo. I will do designs. So here is a crazy tidbit, guys. This is something, again, like industry-wise, that I experienced. And speaking of tattoos, and this is why I'm sort of talking about it, but I used to work I used to submit work and do work for the one of the largest, actually, online tattoo flash company on earth, and they were in not California. Where were they? Like, not Montana. You can smoke weed there. I can't remember the state now. Oh my goodness, you fool. Anyway, yeah, this company that they had a website that basically, and I had no idea what that world was like. But there is guys who create, there is super popular guys who create flash tattoo art. And I had no idea there was it was such a huge industry. But so I was working for these guys and submitting work. So I had my own Rob Sachetto tattoo designs. What it is basically is they just show you the tattoo on the screen, but you couldn't right click and save it. There would be these little lines going up and down. Okay, so you couldn't steal it or whatever. You had to pay for it if you wanted it, right? So, and it was $15, $2. It depended on what the tattoo was and what the person, I think, set the price at, whatever. And then they'd have their own tattoo, that company would buy tattoo designs off of you. So I would come up with 1,000,000 tattoo designs to sell to them, which they bought. And it was awesome. So I was just drawing 1,000,000 different tattoo designs. And this is so crazy. The owner loved my art so much, and I hate saying this, man, because I'm not making this up, and I know it sounds like a bullshit story, but the guy loved my art the owner of the company loved my art so much, my zombie portrait so much, that he got everyone in his staff a zombie portrait and put it on the wall to the inside of the building, in the lobby of the building, I guess, because they had an actual brick and mortar building. And anyone that they would hire knew they would get a zombie portrait too and put it up there. So he had that kind of deal with me, and I was like, wow, I was so flattered. I was so flattered to be in those good graces with this company. They really dug me, right? But then, I don't know, maybe a couple years later, they went belly up because it turned out no one was getting tattoo flash that way anymore. Or at least that's kind of what he said. That's how he kind of put it to me, and said I have to I'm going out of business and just the sales, and nobody's kind of doing this type of thing anymore. And I was really sad to hear that, because man, it was the biggest one at the time. And I Googled it and everything at the time, and I was like, wow, I was really honored to work for them and with them also, So yeah, that was another weird chapter of my life. And so after the tattoo company went bankrupt or he closed it, I don't think he was met with anything off, it wasn't anything. He decided to pull the plug, I think. But anyway, despite that, he ended up giving me, and I guess every other artist, all of our art back. So everything that he made money off of and bought off of us, and we sold and had on our own website to get the tattoo design, he gave all of that stuff back to me. So it was crazy. So I have millions of tattoo designs that I've done over the years. Yeah, like it's crazy. It's crazy, you know. Yeah, there's so much more. There's so much more, like literally to my career as a zombie artist, like to talk about, man, guys. You know, and maybe it'll help you, you know, in your career too. Like if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a pop artist, or just any sort of artist, you know, you know, talk to or listen to a guy who, or you know, comment and ask me questions. Talk to a person who's been in the industry for, you know, over 30 years, 20 years for zombie portraits next year. But I've been a professional artist for decades before that. Yeah. I've been around for a long time, man. Oh, that's so good. Oh, just gonna check my YouTube account there. Count Lazuli, the head of this tattoo company, sound like he was really cool. Oh my God, yeah. Tattoo Flash Collective. No, it was something else. I can't remember the name of it. It's like the creature has already. Okay, if it helps, the Stalker has a wet gurgling hiss. And it speaks on rare occasions. Yeah, no, it wasn't Tattoo Flash Collective. It was. Oh my God! Maybe it'll come to me. It was so long ago. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I might even have like a check stub or something from them. You know, from way back. Yeah, but hey, you know what? I'm gonna add a couple of small little hairs. Even if the original character was bald, I'm gonna add some small little hair. No one's totally bald. You know, there could be back hairs even up there. So I'm gonna add a couple of little hairs there, like very minute, but there, you know. Yeah, that actually, right? Just even that little bit. I find, you know, adds some contrast or context rather to the to the creature. Maybe I'm a bit too. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Hey, it's coming along. Yeah. Guys, remember, all of the art that you see here goes onto my Patreon page and my Zombie Portraits page. Check those pages out. Get yourself a zombie portrait. They are one of a kind and absolutely personalized and original and one of a kind and absolutely personalized and original. That's all you need to know. No, they're an awesome gift for a horror fan, for a zombie fan. Even as a novelty, you know, but a novelty with grace and wisdom and prestige. So yeah, get yourself a zombie portrait. Next year will be the 20th anniversary of Zombie Portraits. I've done over 10,000 zombie portraits all over the world of many celebrities, and maybe you'll be next. How about you? Yeah, so check out the page for actual new zombie art on there every day too, just like Zombie Daily. You can go to zombieportraits.com. You can bookmark that page because you're going to get a zombie portrait sooner or later, you know, so you bookmark the page, and if you like to check it out every day for new zombie art, hey, do that too. But all the zombie art that you see me do here goes on my Zombie Daily Patreon, so please check that out. Man, it's like getting up to 4,000 posts. And I think 95% of them you can see. They're not blurred or anything. If they are, it's because of Patreon not wanting me to display them to the general public. So you'd have to, well, get a subscription. And if you get a subscription, that means that you're hopefully helping to support the page. I could absolutely use your support. It goes directly to more and betterer art supplies for me to create more art for the page. So a little circle of undeath there. So yeah, if you have the ways and means, and you don't, you're not going to miss $2 a month to help support incredible daily art, zombie art, pop culture art. All of those great words put together. Traditional art. Yeah. All of those great words put together. You want to create some of that. Help me create some of that. Get on board and please help to support the arts and support my art that I will then give to you as a gift for your support. Yeah. There we go. There's some heavy duty drawing going on here tonight. Don't you find? You think? Yeah. Almost done my coffee. I'm going to have to maybe call it a night pretty soon. I should have a backup coffee. I could go all night. I could go all night. You know. Yeah. Adding more ripped up clothing, fleshy, veiny, wrinkled, cracked details into the flesh of this character. The Stalker beast from Amnesia, the bunker, the game. So it is a video game, and this is one of the characters from it. One of the scary characters from it. It's a horror game. I believe it's like just primarily a horror game, but I'm going to leave the link. I'm going to leave the link to it in the description below, guys. So if you want to, and Count Lazuli, one of the commenters here on the channel, left a lot of information about the creature too, and I believe about the creator as well. If you want to read that, I know I'm going to after I'm done. I want to find out a couple of things. You know what? Even in doing this character, I probably won't do it. Okay, it's from someone. Like it's someone maybe turned into it, but how? And you know, all of those questions, right? So that's really cool. I get to go to the website and find out more about it, and you know, I think it's really cool that the creator gave me a shout out there in the comments in the last page there. That's so cool that he found me. Like I don't know how that happened, but maybe just typing in the name of the character. I don't know. But I'm glad he did. That's very, very nice. And yeah, I'm doing the character. So yeah, and I'm adding lots and lots of nice, fresh, crispy, molten detail. You know, as you can see, veins, striations in the muscle, like differentials in height of the flesh, of the skin, of the musculature, and things like that. So you know, keeping in mind what that flesh would look like, you know, and feel like. And that's how I'm kind of doing the inking. I've got the you know, basis there with the pencils I've done, but you know, I'm kind of doing a lot of spontaneous ad-libbing because I feel like I know the territory, and I can kind of make things up, little flourishes of, torn flesh or boils or holes or whatever, in a balanced way, So, yeah. Those things I think of when I draw, man. They're all going through your head at once, and you're drawing and thinking and surmising and articulating and doing all of those things. Modifying, changing, kind of as you go, right? Kind of as you go. It's not set, There's a basis there, but it's not set. So doing this inking phase for me, that's how I go about doing it, So it's descriptive and deliberate, but not planned, So it's confident. It's confident, Like I'm doing this confidently because I feel like I know the basis that I put down already. And seeing the character so many times, knowing what the character looks like and feels like, you can sort of extrapolate what it would kind of look like and feel like slightly zombified too, So yeah, it's got sort of scaly, not like a lizard, but scaly foot bottoms because they're all dry and emaciated there. Yeah, and I like the ripped clothing. I think it's I think it looks nice and three-dimensional off of his skin, which obviously I was going for, and sometimes ambiguous. Sometimes you can't really tell or don't need to because there's so much sort of confusion going on with the line work. You sort of take for granted that you know what you're seeing. Yeah, those are things, right? Those are things that you can add to your art. Like those are things that those are like little visual, a good example of that to me is, when people do pointillism, when I do pointillism, you're just doing dots. Well, I'll do like scribbles instead, and then like densely enough that when it becomes dots, I turn it to dots. So you take those sort of like visual shortcuts instead of doing that all like all the black almost in dots. You sort of quote cheat and do sort of scribbles, really 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 tight scribbles, and then put dots in where there's like any kind of dead space to make it look like it was all dots. You know what I mean? These are things you kind of do. Especially if you're on a deadline and you've established a style that's really like, detailed. You sort of, kind of fake stuff. You can do that. Yeah. And I have employed that many, many, many times because Zombie Daily and other things, right? It's not just Zombie Daily, but it's many other things that I do. So, gotta be fast. Whether people are expecting that new zombie drawing or painting online every day is immaterial. I have to do it. I have to do it. So that's the goal that I set myself. And I know a lot of folks ask me like, oh, how do you draw so much? How do you keep the desire to do it? And I think for me, it's the subject matter first of all, and secondly, it's setting goals. Like it's setting a goal, and then becoming used to it, becoming part of your routine, and that's a good thing. Like routine is a good thing. It's how you get stuff done. That's the only way to get things done. It's the easiest, best, most frugal way of getting things done is to have that that sort of repetition or, goal-oriented sort of, style, manner, Yeah, because I've never, ever, ever had, like, artist block or a creative block or anything. Like, there's been times where I've just not wanted to draw because I'm too tired. Like that. But, man, there's always something for me to do. There's always something for me to draw, Whether it's this or the adult stuff that I do or anything, like jobs. So, yeah, I'm always drawing, Yeah, and I love it. Yeah, so I'm going over this with a Sharpie. Yeah. Sharpie, oh my goodness. That's not a professional art thing. You know what? Everything is. Everything that you can make art with is a professional art thing. Yeah, Sharpie, if I used macrame or whatever to do my art, it doesn't matter what it is. Art is art, right? So how you make it and how you do it is all of your own. It's all of your own doings. So I like Sharpie for this because it's a slightly different ink than the ink that I've been using also. So it has a bit of a like standout-ishness to it. Like it sort of it makes itself stand out a little bit more. As it pops the things in front of it. Yeah. So there we go. That hand is going to be so much more closer in appearance with the heavy holding line. As you've likely heard me say before. And if not, yes, it does. And it works in illustration to use that heavy holding line to show things in the foreground. And, in the background too, you'll want to pop some of the images off the page a little bit more. So a nice thick holding line really does the trick there too. Yeah, I think this is really coming together, guys. And if you want to see the finished, scanned version, cleaned up, version, check out the Zombie Daily page on my Patreon. I have the link in the description below, of course, and that is where all the zombie art goes that I do here and elsewhere. I'll be doing the Rouen Con this weekend coming up, or next weekend, however you want to look at it. In Rouen, Noranda. Yes, lovely Rouen, Noranda. I've not been. So, guys, I hope you welcome me there. I mean, no harm. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to meeting you guys in Rouen, Noranda next weekend at Rouen Con. So, man, it seems like it's been a while since I've been at a con. Seems like a little while. Yeah, but really looking forward to it. I miss my peeps. I love my peeps. Yeah, guys, I do this. I do the work for you guys, man. Like I love that you love it. I love that you help support it. It means everything to me. Everything, yeah. So, yes, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your support and interest. And I hope you want to see me do more things. Yes, because I've got a full tank and I'm ready to go. I am ready to go. Let's go. But yes, it is true. I do have a lot that I want to do still, art wise. I'm doing Cape Fear 2, which is my second graphic novel. I'm doing it right now, and in fact, I will be doing it for you guys this week coming. I don't know exactly when, what day, but I'm getting another page done, and I want to show you guys the page layout. I'm going to be working on the page, like tightening it up because the layout's there, and so there'll be that. I'll be sort of like embellishing everything, penciling everything like more completely. Now I won't be inking the comic until I've got at least like 20 pages done. So I might have 6 done already, like penciled wise, or laid out, or in various stages of like pencil. But I'm gonna get 20. I want to get 20 done so I can like establish a flow, keep that kind of inking flow going, you know, and have things look, you know, more consistent. You know, consistent. That's really important. You know, in comic books, right? That you have consistency in your images, in your character designs and things of that nature, right? You really need that consistency. So, got to check for that. Quality control, man. Quality control. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting back to that, and I'm really looking forward to getting that into your hands too. Cape Fear 2. I don't know what the title of it's going to be yet. I had it, I lost it. I'm going to have to get it again. But I had a very appropriate, very, you know, worthwhile title for it. The first graphic novel is called Power Struggle, Cape Fear Power Struggle. This one will be Cape Fear 2 something something. Yes, to sort of put you in the state of mind of what is going to go on in there. What's going on in there? What's going on in there? Yeah, so I want to get that title right, and man, I'm going to be doing a lot of the art in these live streams for you guys. You know, if you want to see more comic stuff being made, man, like. I'll be doing that. If you want to see it. And 2, you know what I'll be doing? I'll also be explaining the page, like why it's laid out that way, why it tells the story that way, how it's telling the story, like that sequential art, you know, stuff, those cues, those distractions, the way the page is built and makes you want to continue forward reading. You know, like all of those sort of. You know, tricks of the trade, I guess, if you want to call it, or like storytelling techniques, you know, that kind of thing, right? So, and yes, I'm putting some blood coming from his mouth or around his mouth. I am absolutely doing that. There will be lines of blood because zombie, because zombie. Blood. Yeah, so there we go. Maybe some coming from there, and then, you know, boop. I just made that up. See, again, like you kind of make stuff up sometimes if you're confident with what, you know, how it's going to kind of look, you know, because you've been there before, because you have the experience, right? So you can kind of. When I was a kid, I would go like, how did that artist know how to like just do that? Because I know he didn't pencil it or probably even plan on it. He kind of just did it when he inked it, you know. And it was that kind of rebellious style that I really liked. Like, you know, those super crosshatchy, like Neil Adams, John Byrne, Bisley, like all those guys who did that kind of art, you know, that had that, you know, confidence of inking, like ultra confidence of inking, you know. Yeah. Dave Stevens too, another guy who, man, did I ever admire his work. Like the guy who was, did he create Rocketeer, or did he have something to? Well, obviously a lot to do with the comics of him. But I thought maybe somebody else created him for him to draw. I can't remember now. But Rocketeer is basically, you know, claim to fame. His art is his claim to fame. But I mean that the Rocketeer sort of like made him more more popular, I guess, or identifiable for his work. But yeah, he did a ton of other things. And he worked for like small companies too. Like he worked for like Pacific Coast or something, PC Comics, and yeah, other like small companies. I don't think he ever worked for Marvel or DC. Am I crazy? Comico. I know he worked for Comico too. I think he did like a couple of Johnny Quest covers. Man, that's crazy that he didn't work for Marvel or DC. Did he even work for or Penthouse Comics? I don't know, man. I don't know. But man, I just wish he did more stuff. Like, you know what I mean? I wish there was more Dave Stevens around. Sadly, he passed away, and he was a good-looking cat too, man. He was a really good-looking guy too. Like, really cool-looking dude, man. Yeah. Yep. So, I don't know why I needed to add that, but yeah, he was just like, it looked like a cool dude, cool guy you want to hang out with or whatever, you know. Yeah, kind of like Jim Steranko. Like he just seems like a hep cat, man. You know, like a David Lynch almost type guy. Jim Steranko. That's another artist, man. Holy jeez. I love his work so much too. You know. And he put out a magazine in the 90s, I think. What was the name of it? Cinema, I think. Was it just I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, I would buy that magazine that he published. Preview, that's what it was called. Yeah, and he had like weird like fetish ads in them, or there were like fetish books, like you know, fetish art books. Were really cool. Like, I'm not saying it was weird in a bad way. It was really cool stuff. Like just like artists doing like fetish. Like it was more what do you call it? European artists and that, like Kripa and Milo Manara, you know, those guys. Like he'd have like ad pages of those books in his magazine, and it was like a film magazine. It talked about movies, and that's kind of that's why I bought it. And I was like, oh, cool! They've got these like awesome like sexy books being sold in there too. So, you know, as a kid, you're like, hey, this is awesome, you know. It's got everything I need. So, yeah, Jim Steranko. And, you know, again, man, all of your experiences go into your art. All of your experiences go into your art. That's why there will never be an AI program to do anything better than that. Like, that's the argument. That's all there is to it. You know, you can't replicate that. Sorry, but that's the way it is. You know, you could steal it, you can modify it, you can bastardize it, you can crush it, twist it, whatever, but you can never come up with something like it. It is just one of a kind. You know, that's the argument. Nothing else needs to be said. One of the coolest things in the game is when you throw a live flare down the. Oh yeah, silhouettes of the Stalker appears in glowing red smoke. Oh yeah, cool. God, it is beautiful. Are you talking about the drawing or the flare? Woo! The flare. I want this print on my wall, man. Okay, you got it. You got it. You got it, brother. You got it, brother. Coming up. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Cool, man. I'd like to also send a print to the creator, not God, but the creator of this creature. If he's listening, and if he wants to somehow pass along his contact info that I could send him, maybe a print, I would love to do that. If he wants. If you want, Frederick, I'd love to send you a print if you'd like one. You know, you're not obligated to say yes. I'm just saying, like, you know, if you dig it, yeah, I'd love to send you a print for sure. So let me know, and don't feel any pressure or anything. Like, you know, maybe you think the art is horrible. I don't know. It's all good, man. Everybody has their preferences and things. So, but I think he created a I mean, again, from what I see, and you know what? Here's the thing, guys. I don't play video games at all. And here's why. I just don't have time. I was talking to a friend the other day, and we were talking about, like, he was like, oh, you gotta watch this series you gotta watch this series, and I'm like, I don't have time to watch. I can't invest time to watch series, like, at all. And it's awful. I wish I could kind of watch. I had more time to watch more things. But then again, like, I'm doing work that I love and enjoy so much that, like, I don't feel sort of guilty. I just feel like I wish I had more time. I've often said, if I had another 100, 200 years, I'd never be bored a single day, man. And I cannot tell you how much I mean that. Like, that is like 1,000% how I feel. You know, there are so many things I want to do and experience and create and all that stuff that, man, like, I would never be bored if I was like, if I could live to, you know, 200, 300, man. You know, that would be awesome. That'd be awesome. And, you know, kind of retain my current, at least my current physical stature, you know, nothing older than this, for the love of goodness, you know. Maybe a little younger, if you don't mind. Yeah. Not that did me any favors either. I was once a chica 10, boy. I was once cheek of 10. I had a long flowing mane. Do you believe that, guys? I had a long flowing mane. Yes, my dudes. Yes, I had like super long, curly, like wicked curls. I'm not kidding, man. I'm not kidding. Yeah. Yep. That's crazy. I got proofs. I got pictures, man. I got pictures. Yeah. Crazy times. I've had so many different, like, looks in my life, you know, just going through different phases and stuff. Oh, man. Yeah, it's just funny, eh? It's just funny how you kind of do that in life, go through different phases and stuff. At least I did. I don't know if everybody does that, but, you know. Yeah. We have fun. Yeah, people go through those things still, the goth phase and the sort of, like, sour face phase, and you just have to get out of those, though. Like, you can't stay in them. Like that's where you gotta call that quits and go like, okay, it's a phase. It's not a thing that I'm doing now forever. You have to recognize that as a phase and not a way of life. If it's some kind of gimmick that you're trying to pull, and I did that. Like you kind of do that. You play roles, right? When you're at a certain age, type of thing, and that's cool. That's all about, you're learning, right? You're learning things about yourself, right? You're learning things about yourself while you're in those phases, and then you might one day go, I'm not super not into that anymore. Change it up, but yeah, you can't stay in some weird gimmick phase, do that. That's exhausting. That's exhausting, right? Yeah. Free your mind. So, getting into the minute or minute, as it would like to be called, details in the procedure, in the proceedings. Yeah. Minute details to add to the tone and texture and weight of, the thing is, you're going to go back and forth. Like this is a method where, I kind of did the small details first, and then went thick with a thick line on top of stuff to bring it out. But now I'm going back and I'm adding even more detailia, as it would love to be called. Putting that in, just creating, like you're still creating stuff. Like you're still creating a texture. You're still creating a form, or a function, like showing functionality to, the creature or the thing or whatever it is you're drawing. Like, adding that component to it. If it needs that, if it's sort of in that, wheelhouse, so to speak, adding those identifying marks and details that sort of show more form on the flesh, on the structure, giving weight to it. Again, like, what, if you have trouble with the drapery or the cloth, the clothing, look at your own. What is it doing? How does it look? I have a mirror here in front of me all the time. So it is like chest up for me, like chest up to the top of my head. So I often, look at reality to draw. Yeah, imagine that. So, like, sometimes I'll actually do the facial expression of the character I'm drawing, right? To use as reference, to give me that visual reference. And guys, use reference, man. Use reference for your art. Get it right first. You know what? Here's the thing. You could say like, oh, Rob, you're not talking about like abstract art or anything like that. It's like, yes, I am. Here's the thing. Before you can abstract a thing, you have to kind of learn how it functions, or the weight of it, or the elements that comprise it, like all of those things. Then you'll be able to warp that structure, or modify that structure, or do abstract things with that structure with a better knowledge of its elements. How it feels. And how, like, drawing that first, so then you can warp it. And I'm not saying in the same drawing. I'm saying like get it down first. Draw a few sketches of it. In a sketchbook, and then use those sketches for your deconstruction of it. Or warping of it, or changing, abstracting of it. So yeah, man, learning how to draw it's kind of like an absolute building block of just art in general, you know. And drawing everything, like drawing stuff, getting your sketchbook out and doing that, or using things as reference and drawing them from life. And if you're going in a different direction with your work, you have a good base. You have a great base to actually do all of your creative flourishes to. But if you don't have that base, it's very difficult, and I think that's why some people struggle. They sort of go like, "What do I draw? What do I do? How do I do this?" They have artist block, right? They have artist block or creative block, right? Even if you're writing or performing music or writing music or whatever it is, So, like doing it more often keeps you in that rhythm and keeps you in that flow. So, man, we got some nice, gnarly, crazy details going on in here, guys. How about that? How about this? What does that look like? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. I love this. I really love this. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, and I hope you all do too. I hope you all do too, there's still a little bit to be done, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to finish it, and I might even finish that Labubu. Might even finish that Labubu. Yes. There we go. Wonderful. Yeah. Oh, you know what? No, I'm going to use Tombo. Where's my Tombo? Oh, here he is. Whoosh. Tombo. My Tombo pen. I love this guy. Another yielding tip. Another tip that's yielding. Nice ink too. Yeah. These areas are too delicate for the Sharpie, so this is why I'm using the Tombow. Yeah, you pick your inks, you pick your modus operandi, you pick your sort of tools for the right area, for the right gerb, and you get in there and you do the right stuff with the right tool. And that's important, in selling the image, selling the image. And when I'm talking about this kind of stuff, I am speaking more about pop art, like illustration, that sort of area. That's kind of where I'm not talking about like necessarily creative art in terms of like it could be anything. It could be ultra creative or abstract. I'm talking about this type of art primarily. So yeah, and again, just adding more definition. My definition is this. My definition. So adding this in there. Yeah, man. How about that? How about those? Huh? That neck. Oh, yeah. It's tight. T-I-E-I-E-I. Yeah. Tight. Pimp tight. Pimp tight. Yeah. Yeah. How about that? Mm-hmm. Yeah? What do you think, guys? Holler if you hear me. Holler if you hear me. Yeah, guys, please subscribe to the channel. That would be awesome. And so much fun because I'll be doing this. I'll be doing this till I'm 90. I'll be doing this every other day. I'm going to try to do a live stream every other day and do new art every other day. Obviously there will be some overlaps because like I could have finished this yesterday, but I wanted to show you guys the ink part, which I think a lot of you sort of enjoy because of the nature of what it is. Like, you're kind of creating on the fly, you're adding the finishes, it's coming together, it's in the final stage, and I think that's more exciting. But I do the whole process, right? So I do the whole process on the live stream, and you're obviously very welcome to watch it come together. Now, the only thing I didn't do on the live stream was kind of just sketch out the image, because of the screen here being there. I needed a screen that was in front of me so I wouldn't have that weird angle. So I did this on I literally did this on my couch on a laptop, from a laptop image. So I just did the very quick like outline almost of him, general area of where he was going, all of the obvious details or characteristics of it, and then I took it into the studio, and as you saw, I was adding things in the penciling process, and really pulling it together, really getting it together. That's where a lot of the process lies, in that area, like the penciling. Like, I really get in and pencil the crap out of the image. And again, depending on which image it is, sometimes you don't need to pencil the crap out of something because, of the surface, or of the necessity for detail, or the style, whatever. But for this guy, I really wanted to pour on the visceral detail. Because you know what? Here's the thing, man. Like, creatures like this and games like Amnesia, the Bunker, like, they're all sort of born from that really cool art place, like that place where imagery is meant to be frightening and exciting and mysterious and detailed and gory and ghastly, and like all of those elements put together so that people can marvel at it and really like experience it, right? So you really want to get that emotional resonance and visual excitement to the highest level you can, because the people demand it. Damn it, the people want to see that. I do. When I say the people, I mean me. I want to see that. Like, I want to see the details. That's why guys like Simon Bisley have such a huge following, because of those gnarly, really traditional art style, Frazetta-ish, throwback, like magnificent detailings, and structure buildings and musculature and all of that stuff, right? Like, you want to give people a visual feast, and that's what I kind of want to do, and I think that's where a lot of cool video games and comics and all that stuff are nestled in, So that's another thing to kind of keep in mind. That's another thing to kind of keep in mind. I'm gonna start doing songs to remember stuff. That's the kind of thing you can keep in mind. When you're doing this, like, just that kind of area of detail, that kind of putting the pedal to the metal kind of thing, Yeah. That's what I think. That's what I think. But there it is. Like, there is a lot of the Stalker Beast done. There will be more. I am going to add more things, as you will see, like highlights, and I'm going to sort of describe some areas a little better. Where is my... Here we go. And nice. Yeah. and it's like like a gel, like a jelly-ish, saliva blood combination, you know. Yes. Yes, that is what I want. So yeah, adding those highlights. See that, guys? Adding those little highlights, it makes it even more menacing. It even makes it more menacing and visceral. Yeah. And it's not like a super highlight. It's just like a gel. Like it looks like there's a gel, like saliva and like I said, saliva and red viscous fluid combined. Yeah. So hope you dig that. I'm gonna tone down as soon as I put that in there. I knew I was gonna tone it down, but I'm gonna tone down that eye a little bit. With maybe some gray, but that's on top of this Sharpie. What is it again? I think it's like a acrylic pen. Yeah, I think that's what these are. Acrylic pens. I actually like these. I think they're interesting. I think I'm going to invest in more of them, and by that I mean use the funds created from the Patreon in order to buy art supplies. So if you'd like to support the Zombie Portraits Zombie Daily page with a small, very very discreet, very small bit of help and support, so I could buy more art supplies, please feel free to do so. You'll be helping support the art. All of the proceeds go to art supplies to create more art. Art. So yes, and it's art of the original handmade traditional kind. Yes. It is real. I keep it real. Yeah. Represent. It's true. It's true, man. I'm trying to keep. I'm trying to be one of the few people left that will be doing this type of art. In this way, trying to preserve that. I belong in a museum. Yes. Yeah. This belongs in a museum. There. Yeah. In my earlier days. Something happened to the connection there. Okay, I hope that didn't change anything, guys. If you remember me, I was baseball cap, rain jacket. Now I'm leather jacket and steel. Hippin' and hoppin', eh? Right on, man. Yeah, no, totally, Count. I totally remember you as if. Come on now. Like, yeah, you were one of my students at the college. And, sorry, that was the mentorship. I call it, I guess I call it teaching too, because I guess I was doing that as well. It just, you know what, I remember now. It was easier for me to say teacher than it was mentor, because then I'd have to explain it to people. But I was doing the mentorship program with you and others back then. But I called it teaching to avoid confusion, because every time I'd say mentor, people would give me that kind of like look. And it wasn't because I wanted to say I was a teacher by any means. I knew I wasn't. I was a mentor, but I just didn't want to go through the explanation for each time I said that to someone when they asked, right? So anyway, yes, that was through the mentorship program, which, man, that was awesome. Oh my goodness. Like, I got so much great feedback from that, and I know that others did too. That was just a tremendously helpful program that they had. That was wonderful, yeah. I was really fortunate to be part of it and help young budding artists out with some sage, sage advice. And I say that because, when you've been around the block, any kind of experience is helpful, man. So yes, I would like to do, as it was mentioned earlier, I would really like to do portfolio reviews if you guys would kind of like that. I'm totally down with doing it. I just want to caution that if you can't handle the truth, I know that's an awful cliche, but if you can't handle actual constructive criticism, I would advise against it. I don't want to make anybody cry again. And I will tell you one thing right now. I went through the same process. I actually I drove to Chicago to get my portfolio reviewed. That's how far I went to get slapped and kicked. But don't get me wrong, it was absolutely fantastic constructive criticism. And man, I have learned more from being knocked and being heavily critiqued than any other thing, probably, by professionals, by like a professional person who's in the same kind of, trajectory or orbit that I'm in, right? Like pop art, comics, that kind of thing, illustration. The words are constructive, and they're meant to help, and they're meant to help you succeed and become better and more confident. And that's it. Like there is no ulterior motive. There is no malice, a forethought in the critique at all. It is absolutely geared to help you out. So yeah, if you're okay with that, maybe I will do some portfolio reviews. I don't know how. You know what? I think here's how I'll do them. I'll get you to, because I don't have Instagram, and what's that? I don't have Instagram, but I have like kind of everything else. So I'll have to figure out how to kind of do it, because I did it with Instagram, like people's Instagram things before, profiles before, but I don't know how to do that kind of now. So we'll figure out a way that I can critique. Like maybe you can send me, or put something on a page or whatever. We'll figure it out. But I'm sure there's an easy way to do it. My head's not in that process thing right now. It's kind of just I'm trying to sort of carefully ink some of these things, so I'm not really thinking about how to do it right now. But yeah, we can do it for sure. And yeah, that'll help you too. Like that'll help you to become better, and maybe even have other people see your work too. And they might like it. They might want to follow you as well. So yeah, I think it's a kind of a good thing. It kind of does good things on different fronts, and I'd like to do that for it. I'd like to help out if I can. So if you like my art, if you think my art's kind of cool, and you kind of trust me to give you some advice, some very helpful, constructive advice, then yeah, man, I'm down with that. Very down. Low, super low, down. So there, we got some nice poppiness coming with that yellow. Boom. Boom. Yes, I said. We got some nice poppiness with that yellow. And hey, guess what I'm using, man? Like pencil crayon. So once again, using different media utensils, stationery supplies, art supplies, using different things to create an image. right? Yeah. So far the count is pen and ink. So pencil to start, pen and ink, watercolor, pencil crayon, and marker. So far showed up on this one, and highlight pen. What did I call it? What was it? Yeah, highlight pen, but also the marker, the acrylic marker. So yeah, man, so many different materials to create this, to create certain effects and lines and details, highlights, all of those things, all of those scrumptious sort of details. Yeah, and I'm adding another little extra thickness line there. I'm gonna block it off a little bit. I like that. I like the blocky approach. Yeah. Give that some more weight. But this hand more is gonna. Yeah, that's. Sorry guys, I hope you could see that. This is going to be more of the heavy line there, because of that very nice round curvature of that wrist. Really want to accentuate that and have that pull forward. So nice thick heavy line on there. You've heard me say that before. I will say it again and again and again. It is one of those things that is a kind of a cornerstone to my art, right? It's that sort of poppiness, And you guys have heard of Beast Rec, I'm sure. Beast Rec is another great illustrator. Does really funky, cool, silly, fresh, cool, awesome, horror, sci-fi, very poppy art. Yeah, I remember seeing. You know what? Here's the. I didn't know who that was. I don't know who tons of people are. I'm sure. Same people don't. People have never heard of me, but I heard or I saw an episode of 30 Rock, and Frank, one of the characters, was wearing a Beast Rec, I think, shirt. I think that's how I was maybe introduced or understood who that guy was. Yeah, he's a terrific artist too, man. I love his. I love his style. He's got a great style, very, very bold, poppy, and in your face, and commands attention. I really dig it. I really dig that candy coated style. Yeah. Yeah, I love. There's a lot of artists I love, man. There's a lot of artists that I really dig. I'm never gonna grow to that. I can tell you that much. There'll always be artists that I'm really into. But again, I don't when I was younger, I would take on their form, right? I would kind of try to not ape their style to the point where it was obnoxious, but I would use certain inking styles or something, or drawing styles, maybe even, because I really love that stuff, right? So that's how you grow and learn too. That's how you grow and learn too. You grow and learn that way, by imitating or kind of learning from others first, right? Other things that you see or really love, So yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That's how it starts almost, my mom got me Frazetta books early in my life, so I was blessed with the Frazetta books, man, when I was probably 7 or 8. yeah, man, like very early, very early in my childhood. So yeah, I was exposed to Frazetta early on, man, and I loved his work so much. I didn't think there was anyone else. I didn't think there was anyone else on earth but him doing it, and yeah, he was a really huge influence, and of course, an influence to many, 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 many people. The aforementioned Simon Bisley being one of them. Glenn Fabry, Bisley's chief rival. I think they have some kind of like little fun rivalry thing going on. I think maybe because they come from the same region or something. I don't know. Or maybe it's because they kind of started out. I think they started out with 2000 AD in the UK doing that comic. But I thought Bisley was Irish. I don't know. I thought he was Irish or something. Maybe not. Maybe he's British. Sorry, Simon, if I botched that. I can't remember. I knew because like you would kind of say that I think where you came from type of thing, like where you originated in maybe an interview or maybe something. And yeah, man, I would. Oh man, I loved your art. I love your art to this day. I've got your Simon Bisley's The Bible on my shelf, the hard copy, man. I bought that book. Simon Bisley revolutionized my life artistically, man. Like, yeah, I'd seen all of Frazetta stuff, but like Bisley had that edge, that kind of like. If you pick up Slaying the Horn God, like the Bisley issues, your life will change. Your life will change, man. And it's crazy because like, man, there are other amazing artists that came before and even after Bisley, but again, he brought, and like even Fabry, man, like Glenn Fabry doing all those Preacher covers and like so many amazing things. Like his output is astonishing, man, for his kind of very painted and like layered and textured art, very rich art. But Bisley, man, like he had that power, he had that like kinetic energy that I think resonated with me, So yeah, and so many other people, of course, too, right? So yeah, man, I think the creature, the beast, the Stalker is almost done, guys, and I'm so glad because I really wanted to finish it for you. I really wanted to finish it in this live stream so you could actually see the final stages. And yeah, I hope you can see the final stages here. But if you want to see the actual finished product, as it were, check out my Patreon page, my Zombie Daily Patreon page, for the entire image scanned nicely and in Technicolor 2D, in startling 2D. Yes. And you know what? I might add some little small things on the way. It might not be completely finished until I, put those last little kind of things in there. I might use, oh, I don't know, a blue kind of thing going on in a couple of areas to suggest depth a little more. And again, super subtle with the blue pencil crayon on top. You can barely see it, but it's almost like Seurat, with the insane pointillism. This is kind of the same thing because it's going on top of all of those incredibly tiny little ridges in there and only hitting those, right? So again, it's particles of the pencil the pencil crayon. It's not covering it, right? It's just covering the tops of those little ridges in the page, and wherever the ink and paint are, and whatever else is on that surface, so yeah, you're creating that cool area that recedes elements, and you're doing it very subtly. And I might actually go even darker. What is this? I can't even read that. Can I read it there? I think. What is it? Is it blue or purple? Oh my goodness. Gold on whatever that color is not great, especially with that embossing. How am I supposed to see that? Oh my goodness, really? Is anybody watching right now tell me what color this is? Sir, seriously. Also, I've been trying. Okay, this is my other online portfolio. Oh yeah, oh yes, Cal Lazuli, thank you for that. Yes, DeviantArt for sure. If you've got a DeviantArt, it's a deeper blue. Okay, thanks, Count. I appreciate it, man. Blah. But I can't read it. Yeah, no, I can't read it either. But as long as I know what color it is, that's cool in the gang, man. Thanks, appreciate that. Oh yes, handicaps of mine. Yeah, man. Check out Zombie Daily for the final drawing, the finished final drawing of this, yeah. Oh, sorry. What was I going to address another thing? I've been trying. Oh yeah. Okay. DeviantArt. Yes. DeviantArt. Maybe we'll. Oh yeah. No, I do have a color blindness. Yes. And it's very. It's there. You know what? I don't know what you call it, but it does impact me quite a bit at times, and I just want to smooth a little bit of that out slightly. It does make things difficult, for sure. But I make do, man. Like I a lot of the colors are written and stuff on the things I have. Thank goodness, because yeah, man, I could make some big whoopsie doodles, man, with the colors sometimes. So yeah, I have. Yeah, so there, I think we're done, guys. I think we're done. The beast, soccer beast from Amnesia, the bunker. So there you go. Wow, look at those details, huh? Yeah, what do you think? There you go, right? Maybe a couple more little hairs on top. Boop, 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 boop. And you know what? You make them all different directions because quirkier, weirder, There's no rhyme or reason or anything to them. They're just like randomly picking out of his skull type of thing. And accentuate that lip a little more. That is the gore. There we go. Yeah, man. Yep. And like I said, I might do some like finishing things like tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning when I look at it again. Yeah. Like there might be things I don't, because I've just been working on it like the whole time, right? Without 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 kind of taking a step back and getting everything in there. But like when you take a step back after not seeing it for a while, you could pick out some more little things that you might want to fix. Because you've been away from it for a bit. Yeah. So I really suggest doing that, guys. That really helps in the finishing process of your art. That part of it. I think it does. I think it does help. So there's that. The Labubu is almost finished as well. Oh my goodness, did we ever get a lot of work done tonight? Woo! 2 biggies. Wow, these are biggies, man. These are real biggies. These are what we in the industry call biggies. Yeah, like I think these are pretty nicely detailed and form created fairly well within them. The weight and structure. The lines. Nice amounts of detail in there to keep the interest and sort of like wow factor. I really do take that stuff into consideration, guys. Like, I want the art to be looked at, and I know that's very difficult these days. For people to sort of stop and look at stuff rather than scroll by it, type of thing. But I want you to know that there's more than meets the eye. When you kind of look upon, like, take the time to look at some of the work a little closer, a little longer. It kind of is that kind of art. It's like, you want to look at Jeff Darrow's art, right? Jeff Darrow, the guy who does Bastard Samurai. He's done Hard Boiled and oh geez, I think he's done like Hellboy, I think, and other things too. But his art is incredibly detailed. Every panel is like you cannot comprehend the detail. You have to sit and look at it and experience it, and it's amazing. Like, it's just amazing. So yeah. He's got a sort of a European. He's got sort of a European style to his work, But I think he's like from Missouri or something. Yeah. It almost feels like the art looks like it's not coming from a guy from Missouri for some reason, or I don't know where exactly he lives, but I think it is. I think it might be Missouri or something like that. But yeah, like it has that kind of European, I think, look to it or vibe, Yeah, because of the way it's drawn, like the detail and the sensitivity is there, All right, I think I am going to call it a night, guys. And man, did we ever get a lot done today? I think we finished that Stalker creature. There it is. Yeah, I really like it. I really like how it turned out. We finished that. I'm gonna add a little bit more of this. Yeah. So we got that done. Wowee. And the Labubu almost completed as well. I will complete the rest of the Labubu on the next podcast, and probably either do some comics and do some other things as well, like maybe some zombie pinups. Got to get some of those done. I got to pencil some zombie Pokemon. So I hope you check that out. Check me out for that. There'll be new Pokemons that I'll be doing. And like I said, I'll be finishing this Labubu. Yes, I hope you all join me for that. Guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Check out the Patreon page. Please like and subscribe. I hope that I've, at this point, earned your subscription to the page. Costs you nothing. It's just one click. check me out when you feel like it. Have me playing in the background. Get some art tips. Be entertained. You're not obligated to watch everything. Check out the Patreon though, and look at some really, really cool and varied and diverse art. And check out zombie portraits, of course. For a zombie portrait, get a zombie portrait, guys. It is a one-of-a-kind thing. I've done 10,000 of them since I started back in 2006. I invented the zombie portrait, period. I've been all over the place, man. I've published the Zombie Handbook, worked for the Walking Dead show, worked for the Talking Dead show, have been asked to do decks of cards for bicycle playing cards, zombie decks, and other things, Bigfoot. I've been everywhere, and I'd really like you to check out the art if that interests you. And if you have the ways and means, if you want to help support the page, the Patreon page, a $2 a month, even subscription, $2 a month. There are 4,000 over. There'll be over 4,000 posts on the Zombie Daily soon, reaching the 4,000th post. So yeah, check that out. Lots to see, guys. Lots to experience. And I believe the Zombie Handbook is being turned into a game. So more on that in the future. But until then, I'm going to bid you guys adieu for the evening. And again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Share, please. And check out the links in the description below for how to find Frederick Olsen's Amnesia, the Bunker game. And for valuable information on the characters. And other places where you can see my work. Okay. I will see you next time, guys. Love and best wishes.